everybody!
Hey, everybody!
We are Embrace the Suck 21 for if you're new here.
Yes, we are.
I am Spencer.
And I am Daniel.
And this week we are celebrating 100,000 subscribers on YouTube.
What?
We are doing all 5 niches that got us to where we are as a thank you to everyone who has gotten us here.
Man.
We're doing music, motorsports, stick and ball sports, history, and today we're doing comedy. One of the best things comedy-wise that have been good to us is Would I Lie to You?
And also, one of the things we enjoy the most as far as comedy is this panel, Would I Lie to You panel. Love them.
Like, it shouldn't work, but it does.
It's just the perfect combination of personalities that make this thing so epic.
You got the baseline host Rob Brydon, and then you got Northerner Lee Mack, Posh Southerner David Mitchell, and everyone who is who in British comedy.
Never disappoints, man. Always good watching.
This is the Best Bits Part 2. We chose this one because it has more views on it. It's a little longer. Figure we could all get cozy with it. If we get enough traction on it and enough people want us to do it, we'll do part 1 as another subscriber special, maybe 150. I don't know.
Maybe.
Don't quote me on that. We may come up with something completely different by then. So just putting it out there.
From space. We'll stream from space.
Yes, sir. From space. Dan, you ready to go in?
Let's do this, man.
3, 2, 1.
These are my favourite boxer shorts. Despite the fact they've seen better days, we have such a strong bond, I still wear them.
All right. Okay, now let's have a look at this position. Let's see.
Oh, hello.
Okay.
Hello.
All right.
Sorry, you've got to show the back bit. That's vile.
Okay. When I saw that rip, I was with him up until that point when you saw the rip in the back. What are you holding on to at that point?
Yeah, man. Like, that's just nature's way of saying, hey, man, it's time. It's time. What we say, the boxers are trying to go, it's their own separate ways. You just break ties with them at that point.
Pretty much, yeah.
So you figured, no! That's the back bit. That's the back bit.
Do you still wear those, Josh, as pants, or are they...
Yeah, I don't wear them as a hat.
Josh, how many pants do you have? How many pairs, like, roughly, would you say?
10 to 12.
So these get used, what, once a fortnight?
You've done the maths.
So 2 days where you don't wear pants. Is tonight one of those days?
I don't know if you wear boxers. I think you might be a...
Briefs guy.
Briefs, is that what they're called?
Oh, that is...
You're young, you're quite trendy, the hair's forwards, which to me says you're quite trendy.
Don't listen to her, Matt.
Come on.
Josh,
Lee Mack with the quick wit. He's always there.
It's refreshing, man. It feels like I'm home with this panel show.
Yeah, we're back home. It's like a nostalgia of BTS 21 here.
Oh my god, dude.
if I was your girlfriend, I would want to dust with those. I wouldn't want to see them on you.
Can I ask you something? How long have you had them for?
I would have probably got them when I was about 18, so that was 12 years.
Explain the bond you have with these pants. Why?
Yeah.
It's nothing personal. They haven't got any specific memory, but I just don't like wastage, really. And they're still perfectly usable.
No, they're not. The thing is, if they're not Josh's pants, whose pants are they?
Well, Josh, would you help us out here by perhaps just slipping into them so we could get an idea of the fit?
Yeah, I would.
Get them on. Get them on.
This is what Whitting chants at me in bed.
Josh, maybe around here somewhere would be nice.
Here?
That's
Right.
going to be a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'll take my shoes off.
You see, look, he doesn't seem okay with the mapping of them.
It's not like you get familiar with pants and it becomes a second nature.
He's not at ease with those
This
pants.
is genuinely one of the lowest moments of my life, by the way. Just so you know.
If I had a penny for every time someone said that on this show.
I suppose all you can do now is pray that it's edited sympathetically. Which, in all honesty, is unlikely.
Josh, my love, that waistband is a good 2 inches too big for you.
If you feel the elastic, Mel.
Come on.
Mel, you don't have to touch anything you don't want to.
If you feel the elastic, then it's kind of gone a bit.
Right, I'm going to do something slightly sinister.
I've been dreaming of this since late lunch. I'm not going to lie to you.
Come closer, love. Come closer. Yeah, there's a whole finger. That's a whole...
That's not a finger. I feel like I've been thrown out of a pod. Take your shoes and go.
I would say that would be a pretty low point in my life, too.
Right there, man. I just was like, really? I was like, but I guess at this point, you just own it and just embrace the moment. You got to go with it.
Yeah, embrace the suck.
Yep.
Come on.
God, I think those are his, man.
You think those are his?
Unfortunately, I think those are his.
So we're gonna play the game now. I was hoping we would play the game.
Yeah.
I am gonna say I'm gonna go against you. I'm gonna go lie here because they're too big. Even like over the pants.
He could have lost some weight.
He could have maybe.
He had those since high school.
Yeah, you're right.
12 years is a long time.
Yeah, it is. But I'm gonna gamble on them being like a recent pair. So we're divided here.
Damn, what's he doing in those things to make him that old? Good God, man.
I don't know. Nando's got it too spicy one time. I don't know.
Oh my God.
David, it's time to gather your thoughts and ask yourself whether or not Josh is telling the truth.
I think, Mel...
Yes, my love.
You're strongly of the opinion that those are not Josh's pants.
He did not seem at ease when he was touching.
He was intimidated by the pants.
He was intimidated.
Yeah.
He was.
I agree with you that there's a stylistic clash between Josh and those pants.
I'm not buying it. There's no anecdote. There's no, I kept these when so-and-so broke up with me. If you're going to keep a pair of pants that long, you've got to be through some good times and, by the looks of it, some bad times.
So, what are you thinking then?
Well, I think we think it's a lie.
All of you, all agreed. Okay, Josh Widdicombe, the pants.
Can I just say, either way, I am going to give them to Mel so she can dust with them from now on.
Thank you.
Well, that's lovely. That's heartwarming.
Thanks,
is it the truth, or were you telling a lie?
I am ashamed to say it's the truth.
All right, Dan, you win this round.
Oh God! What the?
Okay. Before we revisit our friend Bob Mortimer here, what?
Yeah.
Why would you keep someone else's underbridges? I mean, unless it's a romantic partner.
But they're his. They're not someone
they're
else's.
his.
After a good 2,000-3,000 miles in them, you gotta throw them out. They're totaled.
There's a good rip, but she's gonna use it as for dusting around the house.
Yeah.
Or maybe we're just reading too much into it. And this is just British humor. They're taking the piss.
Yeah. I hope she throws them away right now. She's just like, oh, thanks, and just fucking puts them out of their misery, dude.
Yeah, or maybe this was recorded near bonfire night and just throw it into the bonfire.
They're on, what is it, Gumtree now?
Yeah, right next to the bookshelf, used underpants.
Oh, God.
So let's revisit our friend Bob Mortimer here.
Man.
Once ordered me to leave town because I was frightening the locals.
David's team, what do you think?
Could you give us some context, Bob?
I'll give you the name of the town. It was Castle Douglas.
Where is that?
It's southwest Scotland.
And why were you in Castle Douglas?
Was it a tour or something?
No, it was a long time ago. I was only 17, 18, that kind of age.
A numerical age, that kind.
Yeah.
Rather than iron or bronze. That's a different kind of age.
I was with two friends trying to get as close to the Gulf Stream as I possibly could.
What? What do you mean you wanted to get close to the Gulf Stream?
It seemed such an appealing, far-off, miraculous thing, this hot stream of water so near us, that it was hard to believe in it just from the textbooks.
But it's not like a spa. It's a massive flow within the ocean.
Yeah, but
you can't see it.
If you're at the Logan Botanical Gardens...
there's a lovely view of the Gulf Stream.
No, but you can see the effects of the Gulf Stream. You know, it's like a tropical gardens, and so in that way you sense the influence of the Gulf Stream. Well, no,
it's extraordinary.
I know all teenagers are absolutely mad on the Gulf Stream. They can't get enough of it, and it's
flowers.
But that was one reason amongst many.
But the police of Castle Douglas don't mind the teenagers who'll flock there to admire the effect of the Gulf Stream. So what was it that you did that put their noses out of joint?
We scared the locals, apparently, because we were wearing very grotesque masks.
Why were you wearing masks? If you're going to gardens, why would you wear a mask?
Ah, well, here's the thing. That's a perfect question.
Just before you answer it, have a minute.
He always tells the most weirdest stories on here.
They're always fucking true, dude.
I'm starting to pick up bits of this, but I mean, I'm still laughing. It's just as funny the second time around.
Yeah.
We were travelling in a Morris Minor, and we were sleeping in the car. There was three of us. Me mate Harry Harriman and Steve.
Steve,
Steve, by the way. He was. You just called Steve, by the way.
Steve, by the way, as in incidentally.
Yes.
You're wearing these masks.
We're wearing these grotesque.
Why are we wearing these masks?
We're wearing these masks because we didn't have anywhere to sleep and we were sleeping in the car.
Right.
They'd been given us by Harry Harriman's mum to keep us warm at night because of the heat generator.
What, grotesque latex masks?
Yes. They were just old men's masks, but they were to keep us warm. Harry Harriman's mum had sold these stuff from home, and she sold another thing which was called a jobble top, which was a bobble hat that made it into a jumper. And the big bobble was at the back, and it buttoned down the front. And that was...
I'm telling you now, right, if this is a lie, and they end up saying lie, I will say to you, why did you make it more difficult for yourself? By mentioning the joggle top, or whatever it was called.
Because I'm imagining my sleeping arrangements and think, yes, we had the latex masks on and these giant, like, what they're called jobble tops.
Right, okay. If you're wearing a sleeping mask and you're scaring the locals, like, normally the locals would be in bed when you're going to sleep, and it's dark, and you're in your car and you got a scary mask on, you know.
On our daytime drive from Dundee to Castle Douglas,
with masks on.
As we went past
Keep
people,
your faces warm.
we were staring at them with our scary masks.
Why did you not remove... Because I would say, from my experience of sleeping all night in a classic car in a latex mask and a jobble top, you get quite clammy. And so in many ways, it's quite a relief to take the latex mask off for the next day's drive.
Yes, and
not to mention how it helps being able to see where you're going.
Yeah. But no, of course, we take the mask off in the morning, but then round about midday, you wanted to put it back on.
Yeah.
No.
At what point did the police get involved?
We parked up in Castle Douglas, right next to a shop, because we wanted to get one of their famous Scotch pies. As we came out of the shop, I was grabbed by a policeman, and it was a sergeant, by the way.
Sergeant, by the way? So that's how you got away.
I love that, dude. Oh, man.
Oh, you couldn't have timed that better.
No. Sergeant, by the way, and Steve, by the way. Man, the fact that you can remember that shit, like, I think I would just be so lost sitting next to Bob Mortimer and be like, bro, what? Like, my mind, I feel like, is so easily blown.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm sitting next to Bob Mortimer, I'm just like, you lost me at the beginning.
Yeah, that's why you gotta drink with him. Just to keep up with him.
Man.
And Vic Reeves. I've noticed this. He's never on David Mitchell's team. He's always on Lee Mack's team because I guess he's the only one who could keep up with him.
Yes.
Hey, you said, don't worry, that's me, Dad.
Maybe it was.
I'm a sergeant, by the way. I think, Daddy!
So the sergeant...
By the way,
he took me to the police station.
So he arrested you?
Yes, taken and put in a room, and then the sergeant and a plainclothes detective came in.
Plainclothes detective? Oh, yeah. What? CID have now got involved.
And then they said, you're going to have to wait here. We've sent for a specialist from Edinburgh.
As we sat there, it came in and said, right, what's with the funny faces? They said, what's with the funny faces?
So what did you say?
We explained what had happened, that we had these funny faces, that we slept in them, and that we're terribly sorry to have caused any offence.
So presumably then they released you?
The sergeant, by the way, followed us till we were out of the city limits. So that's my story. It's quite a holiday.
Yep.
What do you think? I know what I think.
Okay. Look, we're gonna say it's true, right?
Of course.
I can't remember if it's true or not.
I can't remember either, man. I'm gonna say it's true because this it's fucking Bob Mortimer. Everything,
Right.
like, it's something terrible when your truth is more unbelievable than any lie you could tell.
Just
He's
the
lived that
kind of
life.
life that Bob Mortimer has lived. His truths, like, it's stuff you just can't write.
Yeah, you're just like, there's no fucking way. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's true. It's Bob fucking Mortimer.
I don't remember too much of what was said in both the What I Lie to You compilations we did, but I remember how it made us feel. And we were just shocked from it.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm with you. I'm going to go say it's true.
What do you think?
I think it's true. You think it's true? Yeah. That's not what I think. Kian, what do you think?
I'm going to go untrue.
Okay, Kian's going untrue. Adil's going true. David?
My initial reaction is it's a lie. Let's say it's a lie.
You're saying it's a lie?
Yeah.
Bob Mortimer. Yes. Was that story true? Or was it a lie?
It was true.
Knew it. Knew it.
I once spent the night in a bush in Basingstoke.
David's team.
Right.
That's a true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why were you spending the night in a bush in Basingstoke?
I missed my train.
Where do you live?
At the time, I lived in Kettering in Northamptonshire,
Right.
Rose of the Shires.
Mm-hmm. Why didn't you go to a luxury hotel?
Well, David, at the time I had no money in my wallet at all, and my phone was dead. I had no way of contacting anyone.
That certainly adds up.
Why a bush? Why not a bench or like somewhere warmer than a bush?
Well,
is a bench warmer than a bush?
I would say a bush is warmer than a bench.
Bench is definitely colder than a bush. It's more exposed.
there's an old saying, you're warmer in a bush than on a bench.
So where was the bush? Paint the picture of the local
It was right
area.
in front of the train station. And there was like a little pick-up point for taxis and stuff. And then it went down a little bit to the road. And then right in front of the road, just a load of bushes.
So you didn't look for a long time for a particularly comfy spot?
I'll level with you, David. The amount of time it took me to decide to sleep in the bush was embarrassingly short.
Right. Was it? Now that does surprise me. It was a quick decision. You've missed your train and you go, right, that's it. And you immediately, like 14 seconds later, you're snoring.
Well, I actually didn't get to sleep. It was scary. I was freezing. Even though the bush, it was a nice roomy bush.
Can you remember the shape of the leaves?
It was like small little Basingstoke leaves.
Individual leaves?
Yeah.
Variegated?
OK. You have to explain what that word means.
It means there's a sort of white bit on the outside, I think.
I wasn't paying attention to the leaves. I had bigger problems at the time. I wasn't sitting in the bush going, one day, I may have to justify this entire experience on what I like. I better memorise the leaves and whether they're gentrified or whatever you said.
So, James, you've settled down in the bush and you're lying there, but it's cold.
Oh, I'm sitting there.
Sitting in the bush?
Sitting there, cross-legged and cold. I had a T-shirt on.
How are you going to go to sleep sitting?
I was scared. I hadn't really... it was Friday night in Basingstoke. There were hoodlums around.
And all you had on was a T-shirt?
And jeans.
And jeans, of course.
Yes.
I still feel like the bench is warmer.
So, did anybody hear you in the bush and come and
At one point they did. At one point some hoodlums stopped outside the bush. They said, you know what we haven't done in a while? We haven't beaten someone up in a while. That's how they speak, David. Bullies speak like that to each other. And I was in the bush, and at the time I was wearing a red dress.
What did you say? What?
I was wearing a dress by now.
Why? You said you're in a T-shirt.
Originally I was in a T-shirt, and then I had to put a dress on.
Why did you put a dress on?
Why? It was cold.
Where did you get a dress from?
I had it in a bag.
Why?
I was making a short film, and I had to buy the wardrobe for the cast.
You're in the bush. The hoodlums had moved on. They didn't beat you up.
I tricked them. I put the bag over my head.
You seriously put the bag over your head?
Yeah, put yourself in my shoes. They're saying they want to beat someone up. If they look down and see me wearing a dress, it'll be like Christmas. So, I put the bag over my head, and now if they look down, they'll think someone's left a bag and a dismembered body in a bush.
People at home, don't put bags on your heads.
This guy had a bad day.
It's a bad day, man. This is a Monday night. I know it's a Friday night for him, but that sounds like a Monday kind of night.
Yeah, it's the most Monday Friday you'll ever have.
Ugh, love those nights where you have to just survive until daylight.
I've never been there myself, but
Jesus.
James looks like the kind of guy, I've said this before, but he looks like the guy you want on your side. He's seen some shit. He could probably get you out of a situation.
Yeah. And if anything, fix your computer.
Yeah.
You know? He definitely looks like that.
Mm-hmm. Or teach you how to generate prompts for ChatGPT.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's go back to the temperature of this bush now. You said you went into the dress for warmth, but surely the jeans and the t-shirt were warmer than the dress. There's a lot of ventilation.
I think he said he put the dress on over.
I don't think he took the jeans.
Yeah.
It was double.
Yeah, no, but he didn't slip out of the jeans and the t-shirt, fold them up nicely at the side, and then get the dress and put it on and go, oh, I look wonderful. He wasn't doing that.
Oh, right.
By the end of the night, he's wearing the jeans, the t-shirt, the dress, and the bag.
May I just say, it's lucky this didn't happen to Melvin, because if so, he'd have been on a bench wearing a dress and nothing else.
Let's go for a guess. Is he telling the truth?
Okay, do you remember if it was true or not?
Yeah, I know what it is. I know. I'm going to go true. But
okay.
It's fucking wild.
You know, I'll go true just because it's something you just can't make up.
Yeah, that's so intricate. It's so crazy. If it's a lie, it's a Lee Mack kind of lie, you know?
Yeah.
Only Lee Mack can make up that shit.
Right. He's good at making that stuff up. In fact, he tricked us in the early days of checking out What I Lie to You. We didn't realize it was a compilation of his lies.
Yes.
Remember
yes,
that?
We're like, wow, I get it now. Like we were playing the game. The answer was in the fucking title.
Love it.
Looking at James, I can believe that he could put on a dress with a bag over his jeans and t-shirt, but a man that picks a bush over a bench, I can't trust. So on that basis, it's a lie.
I've got to absolutely say it's true. I'm believing every element, really.
I'm going to go true.
True. Yeah. You're saying true. Right. James, was it true or was it a lie?
It's true.
There we go. Let's get a point. The real loser of that whole scenario was that Melvin dude.
Yeah.
Like, don't leave that guy out to his own devices.
He won't make it. He won't make it.
He won't make it home.
Oh, man.
The D in my name stands for delicious.
Obviously, why?
Well, it was the late 60s when I was born, 1969. There are a lot of black men my age around that time being given names like Reginald and Winston and Delicious because... Because at that time in America, affirmative action had just started. So black women saw an opportunity for their children to get more jobs. So what they did was, we're gonna give him a name that will enable him to be, recognizable yet dignified to potential employers. And,
Delicious is dignified.
well, I mean, you have to understand how it's a little different in the black community than it is in your white world. And so, like the name Delicious commands great respect in the ghetto.
I just can't.
The name Delicious would be like he has only like 2 or 3 paths in life, and that is cooking at a soul food restaurant or boxing.
Yeah,
that's your only 2 paths in life. That's after being named Delicious.
Yeah. You're either yeah. You just there's oh man, like you don't mess with someone named Delicious, dude.
Mm-hmm. No, you do not.
Or like a boy named Sue. You know what I mean?
Or a boy named Sue, or
man.
what was the name of the bully guy in Friday? Whatever his name is,
Debo?
I know Debo.
Yeah, but that dude looked every bit of a Debo. Like I don't even know what a Debo looks like. That guy was Debo. But God, Delicious though. I don't care. I'm sorry, man. I don't care where you're from. Delicious doesn't belong in your name, dude.
No.
I am so sorry. Like maybe it's just the times have changed, but Delicious it just doesn't. Whatever you just said, no, there's no way. I hope this man is telling a lie. I hope he is.
Yeah, and I actually heard that this one statistic after like the 80s and 90s with a huge push to put bacon in the plates of every American, that 1 out of 10,000 babies were named Bacon, or 100,000, something like that.
It tracks.
Yeah.
That's a stat that I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm not even gonna fight you on that. It's very. This is the U.S. So yes.
Yeah. All right.
You probably don't listen to much rap music, do you, Fern? Then there's MC Delicious, Big Papa Delicious,
French Golden.
Where did Reginald come from?
Reginald is a German name. It means mighty or wise power. And delicious means very tasty.
What was your father's name?
My father's name is Homer.
And what was his middle bit?
He didn't have a middle name.
No.
He grew up in the 30s and 40s, and it was very tough times for black people, and he couldn't afford a middle name.
And do you have brothers and sisters?
He couldn't afford a middle name. I mean, hospitals back then, could they just not afford to put something in the middle of the first and the last name?
Yeah, like, a lot of people's middle names are just middle or blank.
Yeah.
Like, God, dude. Oh man, this man. If he's lying, man, this man is the master of delivery.
Like, yeah, he's got good delivery here. MC Delicious.
MC Delicious. Mick Delicious. Oh God. Right.
I know several people like him. I went to high school with several people like him in North Carolina.
Oh my God.
Their wit was like
sharp.
that. Man. Very sharp.
Do indeed.
And what are their names?
Well, there's Brenda, there's Kathy, there's Oliver, there's Scrumptious.
I don't think people would have thought that calling you delicious would help you get jobs, except as a food. Well, I think, shall we say it's a lie? I think that's what we're heading towards.
It's stupid when it's true.
So you're saying it's a lie?
Yes.
Okay, are we saying true or lie?
Bro, I'm truly torn because he sold it. He sold it, but I have to say it's a lie for my sanity.
Yeah, I'm gonna go lie too. It's just, who names their kid Delicious? Nobody.
No one.
No one with any sanity. But then again, I don't know who this guy is. He might be a comedian or something.
I hope he is. Because his delivery is like a god tier. I love this.
Impeccable.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're both saying lie. David seems saying lie. Let's see.
Okay, Reg, is it the truth or is it a lie?
It is a lie.
Thank God.
Thank God.
So what does the D stand for in your name?
What does the D stand for in my name? None of your business.
I expected that kind of response.
I was gonna say delectable, but all right.
Or dickhead.
Oh God,
Jesus! Once had to go all the way to Bradford just to make a phone call to prove I was in Bradford.
Please, team. Okay. What? Why would you have to do that? Why?
Yes.
First of all, where were you living at the time?
I was living in Birmingham.
For what reason did you have to go to Bradford?
To make a phone call.
Okay. Who were you phoning?
Who was my dad, actually.
And your dad lived in?
Birmingham.
Were you living at the family home at the time?
I was, yeah.
You leave your family home to go to Bradford?
Yes.
Phone your father in Birmingham?
Yes.
To prove you're in Bradford?
That's it, absolutely.
What was your reason for being in Bradford? Well, to make the phone call?
Yes.
I think it's better if you stay out of it.
Rob, can I just say, we already know why he was there. He was there, we all know, there's no doubt about why he was there. He was there to prove he was in Bradford, to phone his dad. We know that. There's just one tiny, it's only tiny, tiny thing, if you could just get that for me.
Yeah.
And that tiny thing is, what are you talking about? Just that. Once I've got that, the rest of it is all in place. It's just that little thing. That I want to
all right, I'm working that out.
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you need to prove to your father that you were in Bradford?
Sorry, don't, Rob. I said that exact sentence. Don't make it out that I was going, melons!
I'm just one of life's natural communicators. I'm able to convey it.
Unless Adol's going to say to me, if only you could say it in a soft Welsh accent, I'd understand. None of that made sense, you interpreting for me.
Could you put it in a Welsh accent and then we could try?
Here we go.
There we go.
That's it.
So the question, Abby.
Yes.
Yeah. Why were you in Bradford?
Why? No.
I know what he's going to say.
You're trying to trick me here.
Where were you specifically? Don't say Bradford. Whereabouts in Bradford were you?
When I called him, I was at the coach station.
Why did he need to know you were at Bradford's coach station?
Because that's where I told him I was going.
Why? Where are you going?
I told him I was going to a university open day.
At Bradford?
At Bradford,
right.
yeah.
Now, am I right in saying that you weren't really going to this university open day?
Yeah.
You were lying to your father.
Yeah.
So you were going to Bradford to
Were you going to
pretend
Bradford at all?
I wasn't intending to go to Bradford.
Where were you intending to go?
Birmingham.
But you were already in Birmingham.
I know.
Yeah. But you had to go to Bradford because you'd see the number come up on the phone.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You know,
oh God.
Sometimes you get a guest that's just not that great of a storyteller.
But it tracks. I've done some stupid shit like that back in the day with caller ID. Go someplace to put on the front that I was at that place. You know, that's an old school hack. Old school. I mean, it's not old. Yeah, I guess it is. Really. Before the age of cell phones, kind of.
Okay, so this is something that's showing our age difference right now. That you lived, we're old enough to do stuff like that. You have to go across town to make a phone call to make it seem like you were there.
Yep.
I never experienced that.
It's funny because, I mean, how, like 5 years age difference?
Yeah, we're 5 years apart.
Yeah, so it's like, in that short time, technology came such a long way.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Because I still remember using payphones.
Oh.
And you probably never even touched one. On purpose.
I've never touched one on purpose. I've never needed a payphone. Well, I've used a payphone before, like in New York City or like in a city, something like that. You put a quarter in, you dial the number. I thought you were talking like one of those prepaid phones, like a burner phone.
Oh no, man! No, you're talking about there. You're going payphone, not burner phone. Burner phone makes no sense to go across. And you don't have to go anywhere.
But people that buy those typically are doing that kind of thing, at least in America. I mean,
for sure.
All those other places, I'm not gonna put my foot in my mouth about.
No.
But you know what I'm
No,
saying.
but back in the day, you had to be at that location, so it would show up as that location.
Oh, okay. Well, good to know. Good to know a little bit of the past.
History lesson.
History lesson.
How we all used to sneak around, man. That's a long time ago, man.
I love it.
What was happening in Birmingham to stop you wanting to go to Bradford?
I wanted to go to a gig in Birmingham.
Music gig?
Yes, that's right. It was an Asian club night. My dad thought I was at an open university day in Bradford. But I was in Birmingham to go out to this club night, and I just happened to bump into my dad. And he says, I thought you were supposed to be in Bradford. And I said, I'm on my way. So he goes, get to Bradford.
And when you get there, phone me.
Yeah, make sure you call me.
And you know as you're going, the only reason is because you know the number is going to be recognised, as opposed to phoning from Birmingham and pretending you're in Bradford.
Yeah, because I was worried that he might try and call me back. So, you get to a phone book.
Oh, I see.
And then he goes, let me call you back, son.
What did you do?
I couldn't get back because I've got a late coach.
Why don't you just go to the Open University, whatever it was?
Well, I don't want to go to the Open University. I want to go to the club night.
But you're not going to the club night, that's it. You can't go to the club night.
There was no university thing. I'd made that bit up.
Oh, it wasn't even...
You made that up?
Oh, you'd made it up?
Yeah.
Oh, my... So, you're in Bradford. Yeah. It's the evening.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Well, basically, so I realised that, what do you do if you're on your own in Bradford? You go and find a fellow Asian, So I went into this pizza place near the station, and I just sort of put on the role of a vulnerable Pakistani student and just said, I need help and I want pizza.
And he gave you a pizza for nothing?
Not only did he give me a pizza, stroke of luck, he let me stay in a room that night.
Why didn't you just go back to Birmingham?
Because I couldn't get a coach.
It was late.
It was late.
If it was too late, it would be after 10 o'clock or something. So you went to the open day.
There's no open day.
There wasn't.
There is no open day. He has told his father.
Exactly.
I'm now all over this.
Yeah.
He told his dad there's an open day. The open day doesn't exist. It's only there. It's only there as a lie, so he can pretend he's going to it and spending the night. He wants to go to the Asian club night now. His dad catches him in the street and goes, "Get yourself off to Bradford. You'll be late." He goes, "Oh yeah, forgotten all about that." He gets on the bus. He goes up to Bradford. He's now going to ring the dad because he knows that he'll phone him back. And then he's now in Bradford. He can't get the bus back. It's far too late. There's no open weekend. But luckily, he's starving. And as we all know, there's one thing that the Asian community like. It's a pizza. And there you go. There you go. The famous Pakistani pizza.
Can I just ask you, did you like the look of the university? I mean, did it appeal to you?
Okay, I just want to say, I have never seen Lee Mack more animated in my entire life. At least I'm checking this stuff out. I haven't seen the rest of his. When I lie to you, I haven't seen Not Going Out, or I've seen some of his stand-up, but like. He is all over this. If he's like a private detective, he could tell you everything there was to know about it.
But it took him a minute to get there. But once he got there, it clicked. He's like, I got this. I'm the super sleuth. Love that, man. Jeez.
It's all because Bob Mortimer, and I think this is the same episode. Bob was like, forgot the little part about there not being the university day or whatever.
Yeah. He zoned out. He zoned out for that minute. He took a jet and he went back home and sat in his chair. Right.
Yeah, but that's Bob Mortimer. But that's how he is.
Lee Mack, man. Yeah. Yeah. So he's like, so why didn't you just go to university night? And he's like, there's no fucking university night. Have you never lied to your parents?
Oh, all right, so Lee, what do you seem to know it better than him?
Yes.
I think it's true because he threw up a lot of smokescreen tissue, smokescreen.
So he's covering up. I know what you mean.
He told us nothing.
He told us nothing, which is, I think, why it's true.
What do you think, Bob?
I think it's true.
You think it's true?
Yeah.
Then I'll go with my team and say
it's true.
Okay. Do we think it's true or is it a lie? I am going...
Oh, man.
Oh, man. This is a tough one. I like there's so much smoke screen. I was more distracted by the fact that Lee was just like the most passionate about the story than anybody else. Oh man, because
Yeah.
What do I go with? That's like 51-49 on here. Oh God, I'm gonna say.
What? What are you gonna say?
I'll go true.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. When it comes to lying to your parents, okay, especially let's say an immigrant son about school, right? You do crazy things.
Yeah, you got to know how to cover your tracks when you do the thing you actually want to do, which is I guess go to an Asian club.
Yeah, and that for that one reason I believe him. The only thing unbelievable about all of it is the pizza shop.
Yeah.
That's the only unbelievable thing. Everything else, I've been in very similar situations. So, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going true.
Let me tell you. Can I tell you a little bit of a backstory? One time I went to my buddy. His name was Micah. I went down there to visit him at Virginia Tech. During that time, I was seeing a girl from Wisconsin. So we went to Virginia Tech, and I snuck out, and I flew to Wisconsin for the weekend. But I was supposed to be in Virginia Tech.
Oh.
So I've had to do something very similar to this.
Oh, okay. So who was it you had to convince? Your buddy at Virginia Tech or your Wisconsin girlfriend?
Oh no, my buddy in Virginia Tech was the cover.
Oh, Virginia Tech.
He knew exactly what was going on.
Okay,
he knew exactly what was going on. So it was like, all right, man, I want to go down to Blacksburg, Virginia, right? Yep. Make some calls, establish my alibi, take some pictures, whatever, great, cool stuff, and then dip out to Wisconsin. That's what I did.
Nice.
You know,
nice.
Just what I had to do, man.
So
you do anything to sell the story.
Yeah. So because you did that, you believe this man. I can't remember what his name is.
Yes, yes, I do. Because, I believe this man.
All right. So we're saying it's true.
True.
Okay, Adil, was that true or was that a lie? Sorry, Dad, it was a true.
Got it.
When I meet someone for the very first time, I automatically make a mental note of what animal I think they are. Once it's in, I never forget it.
Please, team.
I don't raise my hand, do I?
Do you need to go to the toilet?
Jamie, just to be clear, you may be dressed like a 7-year-old, but you don't have to behave like one.
So we met for the first time.
Yes.
What animal did you choose me
Ferret.
to be? A ferret?
Well, small, friendly, could pet, not in a weird way. Immediately, ferret.
And will you always see him as a ferret now?
That's it.
That's it.
Finished.
You're done.
I mean, you might have another name, well done, but in my mind, ferret.
Can you do all of us with that system?
Of course, beaver.
Talks to you or me? Which one?
You.
Why am I a beaver?
You're a cat.
I'd love to be
you're
a cat. Oh, I'm so
You're
glad.
a cat.
Sorry,
Quite a fancy
whoa,
cat.
beaver?
Yes.
Why beaver?
It's just automatic. I mean, I
can see that. I can see that.
Beavers have got big teeth and they're a bit smelly looking.
And your point is, no, you're total beaver. Common cuckoo, this one.
What?
A common cuckoo.
Why a cuckoo?
Normally I don't think about it. Common cuckoo, owl, puppy. End of.
What breed? You can't just say puppy.
Okay, so in the comments, if you're paused here, what animals would we be?
Here we go. Flood the comments.
Flood the comments here. Here we go. Here we go.
That would be a breed.
I'm all right if I'm pushed. Red setter.
Yes.
Happy with that?
Well, I think I'm the only one who isn't happy. I'm a
love
cuckoo.
it.
Whoa, I'm not too happy with the beaver.
I'm pleased with owl. I'll be honest. I'm happy with that.
I would love owl. I would have loved owl.
You're nowhere close to an owl.
So, Claudia, I'll say Claudia, I mean meerkat.
Nice.
You have got a bit of meerkat about you, haven't you?
Okay.
Yeah.
If I was going to do it to myself, camel.
Camel? Why camel?
I'm pure camel. I'm 100% camel. Maybe 3% mouse.
3% mouse, 97% camel.
There you
That was
go.
a hell of a mum and dad relationship. You wouldn't like to be the mouse in that relationship, would you? Why do you do it, though? Does it help you remember the person's name or something?
I've just done it forever. I think we might have started when we were young and we had a teacher who was a little bit human, but mainly cow.
Well, she's certainly given an encyclopedic
She
response.
has done very well. In fact, I would say it's instant with you. I can tell it's instant.
Done.
It's gutter, isn't it?
Name anybody.
So, without pausing or hesitating, tell us all again what we are.
OK,
Go.
easy. Cat, beaver, ferret, common cuckoo, owl, baby red setter. I just do it. I can't help it.
So what are you thinking, Lee?
So do you think it's true?
I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, of course, true. That's too weird, too crazy, too quick of a response. That was automatic.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she's just talking shit right now. I just have this feeling that she's talking shit right now. So I'm gonna go lie to this one.
The thing is, what happens? So it never throws me off on like our mainstays of panelists. It throws me off when the guests try, because I'm not too familiar with the guests. So if she's a comedian, she's 100% awesome. So okay, fair enough. You're saying talking shit. I'm saying straight up true.
Okay, all right. So we're divided on this one. Let's see.
That response was too quick, man.
Yeah.
I think it's true.
Genuinely, I think it's not true, but there's one bit in it that makes it feel true. The word Claudia.
You're saying it's true?
It's true.
OK, Claudia, truth or lie?
It is a lie.
Oh, man. I just had a feeling about it.
Salutations. Good job.
Thanks, bud.
She was too quick, man. She was thinking about that. Who has that in their mind?
This is one of the pairs of leg warmers for birds that I have made. I would have brought more, but birds are using them.
Can you show us these leg warmers?
Okay, my first question is why? Leg warmers for birds?
Oh, God. He spends too much time watching like QVC, where they fix problems that no one needs fixing.
That's like the equivalent of the Betty Crocker bacon fill. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like just some shit that no, you don't do that.
Creating a problem that didn't need solving.
Yeah. That plight of birds' cold legs.
Didn't think you needed it, but now you do.
Now you do.
I live beside the canal, and the swans are very unhappy around there.
The swans? You've tried to put a leg warmer on a swan?
He hasn't tried to, he succeeded.
How the hell do you... A swan? So they're trying to feed it over the webbing, and he doesn't get crushed. It's got a great big beak on us.
Everyone knows about this, but if you befriend the swan... The first thing, you befriend the swan when the wings go up like that, and then generally the next thing they go like that, as in, make me leg warmers. That's it.
Are they for swans?
David, they would break your arm if you went near them.
Famously. That's what they do.
They
break your arm and then the Queen eats them. How do you get them over the feet?
Right, if you put your hand like that and then try and get it over there. It's like O.J. Simpson. Stick it on there. That's a swan.
That's a swan.
Yeah, that's a swan.
With the swan, it's all about authority. So watch this.
No, they're webbed.
That's no good.
Yeah.
That's going to hurt the swan. You've just ripped through its webbing.
You know when you said swan at the beginning?
Yeah.
Did you mean sparrow? David, it's time to take a guess.
Okay. I'm not buying this guy's shit at all. If you try to approach any big waterfowl like that, a geese, a swan, they are going to kick your ass.
Yeah.
They are the gangsters of the wildlife of anywhere.
Dude, yeah, they can fend off like livestock, man. So
yeah.
So yeah, no. He like what he said, what Rob said. Yeah, he shouldn't have led with swan.
Yeah. Anything but swan.
Anything but swan. You lost me at swan, whereas a sane person would have been lost at leg warmers for birds. But it's fine. You never know with this show, man.
Yeah. Something else that's also bothering me about this, and it's nothing to do with the story. Is that the guy from the IT crowd?
No,
it's not.
No, it's not. I thought so too. I thought so too, for real. But I was like, no, different accent, different face.
I thought the accent sounded pretty close, and I'm just thinking about Roy and like if he had a beard, like would he look like? Maybe I'm getting it completely wrong. I will accept if I'm getting it completely wrong.
He definitely He definitely looks the part, but I don't think that's our dude. I just don't think that's our dude. But we could be wrong. We could be wrong.
Yeah. If you want to see if we're wrong, we are currently looking at IT Crowding Patreon. Link in the description.
What? Hell yeah. Had to do it.
So
Good
what are we
segue.
saying? Segue. Yeah. What are we saying? I'm saying lie. You saying lie?
Fuck yeah, man. Fuck yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
I mean, I don't know which way you're going to go on this.
Maybe a swan could be able to slip that over its foot, and maybe a swan would derive tremendous warmth from this incredibly thin and flimsy and short piece of material going an inconsiderable distance up its really rather long leg.
I think it's true.
Don't say that! Don't say, because that's the sort of... That's what happens to your mind in this game. You say, and you start thinking, oh yeah, of course, the fact that he said swan and it seems impossible is exactly what's so plausible about it.
If you people don't start taking this a bit more seriously, I'm going to bring my Uncle Ian out here again.
So what are you going to go for?
I think we're going to say lie.
Lie? You're saying it's a lie.
I'd just
David
like to say, Rob.
Yes.
If it's true.
Yes.
I don't care.
David, truth or lie?
I'm afraid my tale of swan leg warmers is a lie.
Oh, thank God.
Who'd have thought it? So, Gabby, what is Mick to you?
This is Mick, and I deliberately tripped him up during the wheelbarrow race at my son's sports day.
Okay, James, how do you know Mick?
This is Mick, and for 6 months, he was my sworn enemy when a practical joke got out of hand.
And finally, Lee.
This is Mick. He's my son, and I'm only allowed to see him every second Friday. Sorry, no, that's not it. This is Mick. I once took him home from nursery instead of my own son.
So there we have it. Is Mick Gabby's cheated child, James's feuding friend, or Lee's traded toddler? David's team, where would you like to begin?
Well, Gabby, the wheelbarrow race, you were also a competitor. What was the format of the race, and how did the accident
Your
happen?
classic sports day wheelbarrow race. Child is the wheelbarrow. I was driving my son as a wheelbarrow, and Mick's mum, Barbara, was driving him. And there's always a lot... I feel our family gets a lot of pressure on sports day because my husband was an international rugby player and I did sport. And people always look at us as if they're the ones to beat. You know, I always feel that added dimension of competitiveness.
You were a rhythm gymnastic, weren't you?
I was a gymnast.
Yeah, I think they're looking more at him. Carry on.
So we were in the lead, my son and I. And you know, in your peripheral vision, you can feel somebody coming. And as we got to the turn, they were level with us, and my son's arm buckled, and which is for a wheelbarrow race is a bit of a no-no. So it takes you a couple of seconds to recover. So now we're behind.
Quite painful for your son as well. Perhaps that should be the main concern.
Classic sports person.
Oh, that's a no-no. We need this.
That sounds like every Northern Virginia parent that gets their kids in lacrosse or soccer.
Yep. They are so quick to get their kids into sports, and they're so late to get them off drugs. God, man.
For those of you new here, it's more of a posh area in Northern Virginia. That's what I'm talking about.
We got back level with them, and I'm ashamed, obviously, about what happened next. So I can feel, you know, these horrible thoughts coming into my mind. You know, we could take him out. You know, we could.
Wow! Come on, this is why we've been taking all the drugs.
And I stood on his hand, and so I know
deliberately.
You were thinking we should take him out.
So he then slightly buckled. So
which is a no-no.
He got himself back into the race, and I decided that I couldn't let us win because that could be construed in some people's eyes as cheating, standing on the opposition's hands.
And in some people's eyes, physical assault.
So I had to then sabotage us because I couldn't let us win. So I deliberately kind of pushed my son into the ground.
So you assaulted 2 children.
I kind of just, you know, pretended to trip onto Reuben. So, and then his arms buckled, double buckle, which is a no.
No.
And that meant
Reuben is your boy.
Yes. Oh gosh, yes. Yes.
You know the one with, the one with the face like.
All right. Who would you like to speak to next?
Okay, James. So Mick became your sworn enemy because of a practical joke
that got out of hand.
Yes. So what was the practical joke or prank?
First of all, I'll say for the record before we carry on, I hate this boy. I'm nothing but content for him, and I'm furious he's got on this show.
I just think I feel I can only see him every second Friday.
So what was the practical joke, James?
He put cabbage leaves in my bed.
How did he get in your room?
I was staying at his house.
On a sleepover? How old are you?
A few years ago.
Yeah, well, he wouldn't have been born.
He was 9.
And you were what, 31?
I was what, 28, 29?
And how do you know him?
I know his dad. He's his son.
And you were staying at their house?
Yes.
Why did he put cabbage leaves? Why is that a thing?
Well, it's not a thing until he started doing it.
Yeah.
There's something severely wrong with him. I don't know why he started.
But you say
this kind of
started doing it. Was
yeah.
It, what do you mean? This is a one occasion when you're staying there. Well, I don't know.
This is the first of many, David. I said got out of hand. I do not use those words lightly.
So you regularly stay at the house of...
Oh, no. Oh. This little man does not restrict these pranks to his own house. He has no respect for anyone's privacy and will cross any boundaries available to him. I hate him with all my heart.
So he initially...
It's just... It's just... There's this sweet, innocent kid that... You can tell has evil in his eyes. If it's one of the two, I can't remember which one it was, but...
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
I love that. Like, you can tell it's so personal for him. He's like, first of all, F your show. I hate this kid. I love that, dude. Like, just right out the gate.
I've never seen this much passion and a hatred towards a kid who probably hasn't even, grown hair down there yet.
He's just like, yeah, I don't care. I don't care about this game anymore. Fuck this game. This is like friend's son. It's just, oh God, that's awesome. That's awesome. Oh shit.
Billy put cabbage leaves in the bed you were sleeping in when you were staying at his father's house.
Yes.
Right? And then subsequently,
yes,
he has followed you and put cabbage leaves in other places you've been sleeping.
No.
Okay? What then?
He sent me a cabbage in the post. He sent me half a cabbage, cling filmed, in a box. I was out when they delivered it. I had to go to the post office to pick it up. There was a note inside that said, "You got cabbaged again."
So he's doing that. Did you, bearing in mind that this is a minor, did you at any...
It was a major as far as I'm
Did you at any point retaliate?
Yeah, but it took me 6 months.
What did you do?
After 6 months of this...
Well, but you say 6 months of this. Yeah. What is this? There's the initial cabbage leaves in the bed at his house, and there's the posted half cabbage.
Yeah.
Anything else?
His granddad cabbaged me to my face.
What does that mean?
He gave me a present. It was all wrapped up nice. I thought it was a nice present. I unwrapped it. It was another half a cabbage wrapped in cling film. Members of the public started cabbaging me. I made the mistake of talking about it on the radio, and then everyone got the idea, and I couldn't turn up to a gig without there being a cabbage hidden somewhere in my dressing room.
Well, thank God you're playing safe and not saying it on telly, eh? Yeah.
It's like early in Ron White's career when, they call me tater salad. And he said in an interview that when that bit came out, he couldn't go anywhere without having potato salad in his dressing room.
I love that, dude. Oh, God.
By the way, my nickname is medium rare filet mignon with seasoned French fries, bottle of scotch, iron brew, and big titty, big boot.
Yeah, there you go.
I can't even say that. I'm going to cut that part out. That's my nickname.
Love that. Have that in his dressing room.
Yes. What's your nickname?
Just empty beer bottle collector. That's just mine. I don't know, man.
This story is having me so fucked up like that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying it
I
like
love
that.
this, man. This shit's fucking awesome.
So, did you retaliate? Absolutely did. I removed all of his belongings from his bedroom and replaced them with cabbages.
That's, I would say, a disproportionate response.
6 months of my life, David. 6 months of my life of not knowing where the next cabbage was coming from. It was horrible. I had to go big. I've been cabbaged so many times. Someone had started a Twitter account, was tweeting pictures of cabbages on me every day. They said stuff like "Oi, oi, Savoy." It was horrible.
And that was just the tip of the iceberg.
It's a lettuce, you idiot.
Oh, but come on, cut me some slack.
No. I would say that anyone who can enjoy that joke about a lettuce would have to be a sociopath.
All right, on to Lee.
Lee, remind us of your story.
This is Mick. I once took him home from nursery instead of my own son.
Why did you not recognise your own son by using your eyes and knowing what he looks like?
I do recognise my own son, but we had this new pram, and the pram, I put him in the pram. He was very young at the time, because, well, you have to go to nursery. And I put him in the pram.
At nursery?
Not a pram, a pushchair.
They're a pram when they're sort of tiny.
A pushchair, you made one mistake. You say lettuce, you say a cabbage, they're on your back. You say pram instead of pushchair. I get to see him every other week. I'm stressed. I put him in the pushchair, and then I got chatting to all the other mums and dads and stuff. Got chatting, turned round. Little did I realise that one of the other parents had exactly the same pushchair, and because he was asleep, I just didn't bother talking to him because I thought he was asleep. Pushed him and got all the way home. Long walk as well, because he goes to school in London and we live in Aberdeen.
How long was it before you realised?
Probably Glasgow. It was believe it or not, preferably do.
Yeah, that's very much the question.
Believe it or not, it was as I went into the front door and I pushed him towards my wife, who was coming towards me, and she said, "That is not my son."
But the other mother would have recognised her child. So let's go to the other mother.
Let's go to the other mother.
What happened there?
So obviously I'm not there to see the other mother.
No, but presumably in the police interview later, you've gone through those details.
No, I knew it would be a bit of a nerve-wracking experience, so I thought I'd better play safe and just keep him. And that's what we did. We just ended up bringing up another child. So I got into the house, pushed him into the house. My wife said, "That's not my son." So I went, "Oh!" I realised immediately what had happened, obviously. I turned round and I raced back to the school very quickly. So I got in just in time for them to go, "What are you?" And then...
So you got back just in time.
Got back in time.
Just before Mick's mother was going to start screaming, my child has disappeared, my child has disappeared.
Yeah, because what had happened is she was getting a bit frantic, but someone had calmed her down by doing the obvious and pointing to the child and saying, use your logic here.
Yeah.
There's a
child abductors don't tend to leave a child as well.
So, David's team. Is Mick Gabby's cheated child?
Maybe.
James's feuding friend?
Maybe.
Or Lee's traded toddler?
No.
I'll go with David on that one. I'm leaning towards James. The amount of passion he had, and the fact that this kid could not stop cracking up. Like, you noticed that, right?
Yeah, he has some sinisterisms in his past, and he is just a young one. He is a hooligan at heart. Sure.
Yeah,
a Cabbage Patch Kid. 100%.
A Cabbage Patch, a literal Cabbage Patch Kid.
Yeah.
All right, so we're on the same page, James, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I think that the cabbages, that is a good trick, because cabbages, when they get warmed up, stink. I also have, been to many a sports day where the parents do get incredibly competitive. I would probably lean towards Gabby.
What about you, Melvin? Which way are you leaning?
I believe Gabby, but James is just weird, so I believe him even more.
Your paranoid view seems to be the whole country's in on it. Now everyone's sending you cabbages.
Every time people laugh at me, I suspect they're my enemy, which makes my job very difficult.
You think Gabby, but James even more.
And David thinks it's me, so...
Oh, I don't know. James.
You're going for James. Mick, would you please reveal your true identity?
I'm Mick, and I am James's worst enemy.
Mick is James's feuding friend, and here's the proof that is what James did to Mick's bedroom. Thank you very much, Mick.
Yeah, that's another reason too. Like, you don't make up tweets,
No.
I mean, anybody can search this shit now.
Yep. I love that though. I love that they can see the cabbage.
Yeah, sorry, it's not Twitter anymore. It's X.
Hell yeah.
Elon Musk. Whatever.
Oh, man.
When I was 7, I had to be a bridesmaid at my auntie's wedding. When I was 7, I had to be a bridesmaid at my auntie's wedding, as one of the girls who was supposed to do it was ill, and the dress was a perfect fit.
Okay.
What did the dress look like?
I describe the colour as traumatic.
Why do they have to have a bridesmaid? Why couldn't they just say, if she's not well, let's move on?
I think you're mixing it with admin. If someone says to me, put the dress on, I'd put it on. You know that, don't you? Do as I'm told.
So you didn't display any reluctance to put the dress on?
I may have said, Mother, Father, I am a 7-year-old boy despite the fact that I am 2 years younger looking and slightly androgynous. But please, give me some dignity. And my father turned around to me, he said, son, when I was your age, he had a pipe, when I was your age, my father asked me to put a dress on, and I put it on, and his father before him, you'll put me dress on, and you'll smile.
Was there a...
I was just to say, that's when I'm doing a gig and I do something like some song that's just kind of out there, like, I don't know, Rockstar by Nickelback or TLC No Scrubs. I will say that's what I will lead up to it with. Is like, this is a song my daddy sang, my great granddaddy sang, and his daddy before him sang, and then go into it.
I love that, dude. Great.
Yeah. So, good start to a story right there.
A page boy as well as bridesmaids at this wedding. I was a page boy once, and if another boy had dressed up as a girl, I would have felt it was fair game to persecute him.
Well, true, but luckily the page boy came up to me, little Sharon, and he said, he said, tell me about it. You know, you think you've had a rough day. You know what I mean? I'm a 24-year-old.
How much notice did you get?
Pardon?
How much notice did you get?
Quite a few people. I think, you know, from memory, quite a few people were, oh.
No, you idiot. How much warning?
I genuinely thought you meant notice. How much notice did you get? That was a genuine one.
Yeah.
Oh, how much notice did I get?
Oh, everyone thought I was adorable.
I've got to admit,
everyone was looking. I was nervous at first, but then I felt like a princess.
Oh, I see. How much in advance did they tell?
So that's another one you just can't write right there. Like, that reminds me of the time. I think I've told you the story. I may have told it on the story, but so stop me if you've heard this one, where I was doing a gig in Harrisonburg, Virginia, and I was with a promoter, and my old manager, Daniel Hill, was coming to play bass with me, and the promoter turned to me and he said, so is Dan a level-headed guy? And I responded, he's about your height.
You know, Spence, I wish I would have been there. It's something you would do, and it blows minds, and you would be like, what happened? And then you would slowly reflect on it, and it would come to you in a dream next week. You're like, oh, man, what? That was perfect. Like, oh, God. I would have loved to see their faces just like, what?
Yeah, they both were they had their jaw on the floor when I told the story. I'm like, really? I had never heard the term level-headed before. I was like, I was 23 at the time. Was I 22 or 23? I can't remember, but it was like early 20s. So I never heard that phrase before.
Perfect. Comedic gold. Perfect timing.
Like, how much notice did you get? Oh, I looked like a princess.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Oh, my head hurts.
I don't know why. He's just, man, Lee Mack, man. This dude is just different. He's just too quick. He's too quick with it, man.
He probably did improv comedy. Like,
had to have.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was like on the original cast of Who's Line in the UK. Like, he's that quick.
Yeah, he would be. Oh yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that.
Yeah,
man.
Whew, damn.
Tell me.
Yeah, how much notice?
How much notice did I? You know what? That would be embarrassing if this was on television, wouldn't it? I think I got like, I don't know, 5 hours or something. She was ill at the last minute. And
I just think you would have absolutely refused.
Well, listen, I said, Dad, I don't want to do it. And he went, listen, I'm not your dad, I'm your mother. I'm sick of you constantly calling me dad. The other one! Ask your dad.
How long did you have to keep the dress on? At what point in the proceedings? I mean, did you have to wear it right through to the disco and, you know...
My dad said you'll keep it on till the music starts. Da 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 da. Because unfortunately the cabaret act had cancelled because of illness.
What are you thinking, David? Does that sound at all plausible to you?
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, there's just no effing way.
It's a lie.
It has to be. It has to be. Like, I can't remember, and it's like it's so foggy, man. It's been so freaking long, right?
Yeah.
And it's just I can't remember, but I would say no. I would say no. I would say fuck no.
It has to be a lie. I'm gonna go with lie. Yeah.
Oh my god.
We're on the same page on this one. Lie.
I really want it to be true.
Well, I'd say true.
I actually think it could genuinely be the biggest load of drivel I've ever heard. It can't be true.
I don't think it's true.
Lie?
Okay. Yeah.
Lie. Conclusively, it's a lie. Lee, truth or lie?
It's a lie.
Thank you.
All is well.
I once caused an injury to one man whilst trying to get a different man to say the word vegetables.
Please, team.
Right, just the word vegetables.
Yeah.
Do you really like the word vegetables?
Not as a general rule, no,
Okay.
but I liked it when this man said it.
Why? What was it about this man, the way he said vegetables, that was funny?
Did he have a speech impediment? Or...
No, he didn't. He was a very intense man, though, and he was also Austrian. I was with a friend once, and he was a colleague of ours, sorry, and I overheard him say vegetables, and we both found it incredibly funny.
So, can you just roughly give us an impression of how he used to say vegetables? Even just
he said it exactly like this. Yeah. Vegetables! And then we happened to be on a coach trip with him, and so we spent the whole coach trip trying to get him to say vegetables
Right, so
again.
where were you? Where were you going and how did you know
I was
him?
on a school trip. I used to be a teacher, so we were
And
on
he was a teacher?
Yeah, he was a teacher.
What did he teach?
He was the head of languages, and he was...
Head of languages? The head of languages used to go, vegetables!
Imagine I'm the man. Okay, I'm on the coach, I'm sat, we're driving. Off you go.
So I said,
Yeah? You're very big, aren't you?
This isn't like him at all.
You're very big, aren't you?
So I was saying things like, I've been trying to keep fit lately, and I know that you're into keep fit. Would you recommend for a healthy diet? And he was going, well, I would, you must eat a balanced diet, you must eat greens, and you must enjoy some protein in limited... I was going, yeah, but I mean, if you were to group some of those foods together... And he was going, well, I mean, you must have carbohydrates, of course, and you must have... And it was horrific. It went on for about an hour. And every time I tried to find a new angle for vegetables, his ludicrous Austrian interpretation of things led us down a dark alley. It was literally an hour in the making.
And how did you finally get him to say it?
I honestly can't remember. It came out of nowhere, and he suddenly said it, and he said it with such passion. It was... He went, oh, well, of course you must have vegetables! I started biting my hand to stop myself from laughing. And my friend who was next to me, there's a jagged piece of metal at the front of the coach, and because it was so funny, just to remind you, vegetables, of course! And my friend saw the piece of metal and pushed his knee into it on purpose to stop himself from laughing. And blood started spraying out of his... Started spraying out of his knee, yeah.
This is getting elaborate, this story.
And I'll tell you another detail.
All right, before he does, tell another detail. I don't remember that scene in In-Betweeners. I think that's something that Neil would do, or Jay would do, not Mr. Gilbert.
No, not Mr. Gilbert.
Mr. Gilbert would come over and be like, Cartwright, what are you doing? Sutherland?
Yep. Yep,
You know.
that's all he would do. It's just so weird how like that role for him was like the perfect role.
Yeah.
Perfect role. And it just I can never see him as anything else.
Yeah, other than, Mr. Gilbert.
Yep.
Like seeing him here just as himself, like it's like night and day. He's a lot more laid back and relaxed.
Completely, dude. Oh man.
We went and did the trip, which was in Paris, and then after we came all the way back, to Calais, and I said to him, we put all the kids' passports in that hotel in Paris last night. Did you remember to? Because he was in charge of the trip. Did you remember to bring those? And he was standing up in front of the children on the coach, and he went, "Oh, Scheiße!"
Just hearing that, I haven't heard that since Austin Powers 3 came out.
The most recent pop culture reference Spencer can refer to.
Scheiße. I can reference more.
We're slowly getting there.
Yep.
We're getting there. Chipping away at it.
One of these days we'll get there.
And we had to speak to the port authorities and get permission to take the kids on without passports, while he went back on his own. Can I tell you one more detail as well? We were also standing in the middle of Paris under the Eiffel Tower. We'd been there for an hour and the kids were all running around. And he came over and went, we must go, we are late for our next appointment. And I said, well, we should just make sure that all the kids are here. And he goes, yes, of course we should, yes. And he turned around and went, is everybody here?
That is the most teacher shit you could do.
Just turn around and say, is everybody here?
Like, fair enough. Everyone's here. Love that.
And those who are not here are going to just yell in the distance, I'm not here.
Love that. God damn it.
Yeah, he's definitely not lying about the whole teacher thing.
Hell no.
Mm-mm.
And all the kids went, yeah. He went, well, then we will move on. It is vegetables!
What are you thinking, Lee?
Okay. Truth or lie?
Yeah, anything with teachers, any kind of ridiculousness with teachers, yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. They're a crazy bunch.
Yeah. With the amount of field trips I've been on, as in my former job as a school bus driver, I'll give him that one.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's chaotic, and I don't envy those teachers that have to keep up with 40, 50 souls. Souls is a stretch, but that's I don't envy them at all. Like,
no,
that's a tough job. That's tough.
You couldn't pay me enough.
I just drive the damn thing.
Yeah,
that's it. So I think we're on the same page.
Yeah,
true.
I think so too. Yep.
Yep.
I think it's true.
True from John.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I think lie. You are a fantastic actor, Mr. Greg Davis.
Well, so what are you going to say?
Okay, what do we think, Alex?
I think you'll find I'm BAFTA nominated.
We're all BAFTA nominated.
False.
Okay, we'll go lie.
I'm going to say it's a lie. Greg.
Well,
truth or lie?
It is the truth.
I recently took a crash course in taxidermy, by the end of which I'd managed to make this.
Oh, God. Can you show us what this is? Pop it onto the table.
What the fuck?
I love this, and I hope it's true. Like,
yeah.
What? Like, you taxidermy a mouse skateboarding, I slow clap you. Like, it's a very weird. You probably have human skin lampshades, but funny.
Puts the lotion on the skin.
Yeah, but with a sense of humor. I respect that. Be psychotic with a sense of humor.
There's a bit of taxidermy humor there.
What is it? I can't see.
Can we have a proper
Hold
look?
it up.
That, Sheila, is what I call mouse on a skateboard.
Would you like me to take it across?
Please do.
What's it made of?
Made of mouse. With a little bit of skateboard.
Oh no!
How was he killed? He looks like he was...
I should point out that he wasn't killed. He was found dead naturally.
It's like he was found walking down a very small alley.
Careful, took ages.
OK, first of all, how long was this course?
This is the first course. The course is it takes place over about 16 weeks, so 4 months.
A crash course that's...
Taxidermy takes years to perfect.
But
This is a crash.
and how often did you go?
It happens every week.
Once a week.
For 16 weeks.
That's not a crash course. That's an evening class.
No. That's in relation to the proper course to become a professional taxidermist.
Well, that goes on for 25 years and you meet once every 6 months?
That takes 4 years, or until the animal dies.
Can you?
Okay, now.
How did you do that mouse?
Basically, I found a mouse.
Where?
There on the stair. And it had little clogs on. I found the mouse actually in the cage which it was kept in because it was my child's pet.
And it was skateboarding?
No, it wasn't skateboarding. My son was a skateboarder, and that's why he wanted the mouse on the skateboard.
What did you do with the mouse that you found?
Well, the first thing I did was I had to break the news to my son, and I said, "Your mouse is dead." So that was that covered. And then he said, "Oh, I don't want to lose him forever." And I said, "In that case, it's the crash course at the taxidermy."
So wait a minute, the mouse dies.
Correct.
You have a conversation with your son. What are we going to do? Let's stuff him. I know, I'll learn. I won't get a professional animal stuffer.
And that's because...
I'll learn to do it. You ring up the course. They say there happens to be a 16-week course starting next week.
How many people were on the course?
I would say there was 12, 14, something like that. 12. There was 12. 12, yes. Sorry, no, it was a disciples' convention.
Talk me through them. What sort of people were they?
It was Matthew, Mark, Luke... Oh, sorry, there's a guy called Thomas. He wasn't sure if he wanted to be there.
Tell us what you do.
The first thing you've got to do is always check that the mouse is actually dead.
So, sorry, it's always a mouse. This course is just for mouse stuffers. No one had anything else they wanted to do. So everyone, all 12 of you turn up, sit down, get your mouse out.
You've got to remember that it's an introductory course. There was one guy, just one guy, Brian.
A good entry
turned up with a giraffe. He turned up with a giraffe and he went, you want the advanced course, mate, because we can't do this in 16 weeks. Next door, the one that's got the Velux windows. You can only stuff a giraffe if you've got Velux windows. That's the first thing you learn.
What did you scoop the inside out?
Thank you. Is someone finally interested in the art form? First thing you've got to do is get rid of the inside of the mouse.
How?
How'd you do that?
How? Good question, Sheila. You get a sharp blade and you make an incision from the back of the skull all the way down to the tail.
So what happens when you make that incision down the spine?
Down the spine, yeah.
What happens?
So now I can only be described as a very, very horrific pop-up book because I opened it up like that, and it's not a pretty sight. I would describe it as sort of mouse spine-like, all like that. And the fella said, first rule of get stuffed, taxidermy, crash course. He said, this is the interesting bit. He went, is never, ever open them from the back. I learned a lesson. You've got to learn, haven't you? You've got to learn. You've got to learn.
So what did you do?
Well, I immediately got me needle and thread.
So you stitched the mouse back up.
Stitch the mouse back up,
Right.
get him back to how he was.
Right.
Turn him over, slice down the middle.
And then what did you do?
You have to, effectively, there's no easy way of saying it. I had to scrape out his insides.
With what?
With the tools that they give you.
What sort of tool is it?
Well, there's many tools. You know those weird things you get when you're trying to get the last bit of lobster out of the claw? Then it's like a little fork. It's got.
It wouldn't work with a giraffe, though.
Oh
would
no,
it?
just a giraffe. All you need for a giraffe is a spade and loads of bamboo.
OK, so you scoop out...
We learned that on day 4.
What do you put back in to give him that healthy...
You build individual fragments of bone shapes, but out of metal, and glue them all together. It takes 15 weeks on a Thursday night.
What do you think, David? It sounds very plausible to me, but what is your team think?
I'm with Rob. It's one of the first ones of this compilation that sounds semi-plausible.
So hear me out. People can do it, and just judging by the mouse, people have done it, right?
Yeah.
So, could you? My thing is, man, the mouse is going to stay dead, and obviously not rot away in 16 weeks. You know what I mean? I want to say, obviously, this is true.
You know, I want this one to be true really badly.
Yeah.
I've never done any taxidermy myself. The only hang-up is 16 weeks, but then again, it's Lee Mack, so...
It is.
It probably would take him that long. So I'll go true on this one as well.
Sheila, what do you think?
No, I think it's a lie.
You think it's a lie?
I can't see why anyone wouldn't believe that.
I don't think there's any level on which any of us believe that.
They're saying it's a lie. Lee,
Yeah.
is it the truth or is it a lie?
Oh, I actually have to go through the thing and pressing the button. Lie.
Thank you. Of course.
Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah. I think we both lost that round.
Yeah.
But it seemed plausible, though.
It's the principle. I don't think he would do it, but I know that it exists.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, man.
I was once arrested by border guards for illegally entering another country.
David's team, what do you think?
Which country?
It was in the mid-90s.
That's not a country.
No. And it was in Eastern Europe, so they changed names very quickly. So I'm not sure. It was either Czech Republic or Czechoslovakia. I don't know which.
You know what stage of its dissolution it was at?
Mm.
Yeah. And what was the problem?
I didn't have my passport.
Right.
Where had you left your passport?
At home.
Who were you with, by the way? Were you on your own? Or
No,
was
I was with a friend from back home, Pete.
Friend from the pit?
No, with a person called Pete.
Is that his real name? Or is that a nickname?
Pete.
Oh, Pete.
No, P-I-T.
Oh, Pete.
Oh, it's like Pit. He's called Pit.
Like Brad Pitt, but Pitt is his first name.
Otherwise, I would say Pete.
Yeah.
We were travelling on something that was called Schönes Wochenend-Ticket. And
that's German for National Express.
Now, what it is German for, you can use any train you like, as long as it's a slow train.
We have that system with all of our trains. Okay, so you get on.
We've seen him on the channel before, right?
Yeah, Henning Venn.
Yeah, the German dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a German week last week.
Last week? I was like, last week?
No, not last week. Last week.
Don't do that to my mind, man. We've done so much shit.
Yep.
Off the train at the border.
You do.
Is it at that moment you realise you don't have your passport?
Yes. So we wanted to go into Czechoslovakia. So I didn't have my passport. So the obvious thing to do is don't go across the border. So I didn't have my passport. 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 So I didn't have across where the border guards are, but go a mile off into the fields and cross there. If then someone wants to see your passport, you say, oh, I must have lost it.
Roughly how far into Czechoslovakia, in whatever form it was, were you?
I was about, give or take, a mile. I see in the distance, I see like two white lights. They're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then I realise it's a Jeep. And then they're driving towards us.
I'm quite gripped by this story.
The Jeep then just stopped, and then there is 4 people jumping out with automatic rifles and dogs.
Automatic dogs?
What sort of dogs were they?
I didn't ask for their names. But...
Neither did Alex.
They were terrifying dogs, probably Alsatians or something.
What happened? They're all around you. So
well,
what
they
do
all
they say?
jump out with their rifles, don't they? And then saying, or whatever their language is. So, and then we had to gain the Jeep, and when we were driving off into Czechoslovakia, and then we ended up in some woods. One of them jumps out, opens a gate that I didn't even see was there. Then there is some little wooden hut. And was someone in there that spoke German. We even got on well with that fella, and our excuse was, they would say, we had no idea that we crossed the border.
Yeah.
So, and then, well, they didn't fully buy it, but they knew there was little point executing us.
What happens then?
No.
There's worth executing.
I love that. I love that, man. Oh God, times were different. Times were different in the 90s.
It just a German comedian really wasn't worth killing. It didn't have state secrets or anything.
Yeah.
It wasn't a Soviet sympathizer or
It's
something.
like,
I don't know.
We'll just let him live. You know. I love that dude.
Oh my god.
It's terrifying, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking terrifying.
Oh yeah.
Funny story begins.
That's when the funny story begins.
They said, you'll have to pay a penalty.
Oh, the Germans and penalties.
That penalty.
Oh shit.
Never again, please.
Then the Czechs drove us back to the German border, handed us over to the German border guards, and then they congratulated us on being the first illegal immigrants from Germany into Czechoslovakia.
Well, there we are. David, what are you and your team thinking?
I don't know. It seems like you can't make this shit up. So I'm gonna say true. What do you think, Dan?
I just, you know, a passport is a major thing.
Yeah.
But as someone that has rushed to get shit ready, right? A passport in the moment is one of the most easily overlooked and forgotten pieces of documentation. And it's one of my biggest fears. I know I could never forget my passport because I check it 6, 7, 8, 10 times, whatever it takes, to make sure I have eyes on it at all times before I leave the house. But there have been times you get to the airport, you're like, oh my God, what if I forgot it? And you don't know. You don't know if it's in one of the multiple pockets. So what do you do if you get to the destination? You know, for us, I feel that it's harder because we have to fly everywhere, right?
Right.
We gotta fly everywhere. It's different. You get that passport check at the gate before you board the plane.
Right.
Over there, it's a train. You're already in motion. You're already going. You're already on your way to a different freaking country.
Yeah, or in a car, maybe.
Or in a car. Yeah. So you're already there. What do you do? You just roll the dice. You know, I could never roll the dice in a place like the Czech Republic during the 90s. So, I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. I believe you only live once, and he lived once.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're on the same page here. True.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
Travel card thing. It just seems right.
No, I think on an emotional level, having spent so long hearing that story, we need it to be true. Yeah. We need something.
We need it to be true because a lot of our life went into that.
So you're going to say
on that
true?
emotional level, I think we have to say true.
You're saying it's true. Henning, truth or lie?
Well, that story is actually true.
Thank goodness.
There is something about me that elephants like. Every time I visit a zoo, they thunder towards me and point their trunks in my direction.
When did you first notice elephants finding you so attractive?
I don't think elephants liked me before I hit puberty.
And do you believe that puberty was the triggering thing?
Correlation is not causation.
Oh, another one of your catchphrases. I told you, they don't catch on, David.
I don't know if it's just how we've been exploring British stuff so long that as soon as, correlation is not causation, whatever David Mitchell said, I knew that was posh as hell.
Yep,
Like,
that's just something he would say. That's just something he would say. Like normally, in like normal day, every life. I bet he still uses that to this day.
Yeah. And excuse me, sorry. But the story he's saying, that's straight out of Peep's show right there.
Yeah. 100%. I can see that. Maybe we just haven't gotten to that episode yet.
Maybe not. At the time of this recording, we're on series 3 in Patreon, link down in the description.
What?
So, maybe that episode's coming.
Maybe. I can't wait, man. Let's do it.
Let's see it.
What's correlation?
Okay, where were you? When did you first notice it?
I think it was probably at the Cotswold Safari Park.
Right.
I'd recently become a man.
Yes.
Quite an imposing figure striding around the Cotswold Wildlife Park. Still intellectually juvenile.
Yeah.
I was still interested in the animals. And then I was passing the elephant's enclosure and, it swiveled its head towards me. It was quite alarming. And then it started to move slowly towards me. And then as it moved towards me, its trunk, it straightened. As if in arousal.
Yes. Yeah.
Have you ever been on safari?
No, I haven't, for obvious reasons.
How many zoological gardens, safari parks have you been to and observed this in elephants?
At least 9 or 10 sort of times.
You play you, right? I'll play the elephant. If you'd like to walk towards me and I'll...
No, you've got to spot me. It's not about what I do, it's about... It's exactly...
That's a very jiffable moment right there.
Yeah.
That is... I can see that sending a drift of that, to something...
It will happen.
It will happen.
Exactly like
Is that how it happens?
Yes.
Wow. There was something about being the elephant then. I believe it to be true. Have you always been with the same people or different people to the safari park? Has it been mixed up enough to know it's you specifically?
Yes. The only person who's always with me is my friend Kevin the bun seller.
So what do you think then, Lee? Do you think that's true?
I'm gonna go lie.
I'm gonna go lie too.
Yeah. It seems too peep show-esque.
Yeah, I don't see any animal doing that to him and him not cowering immediately and vowing never to go to a place of such filth like a zoo.
Yeah. I see Mark Corrigan doing that. Yeah. I don't see David Mitchell doing that.
No.
Yeah.
Was he making that all up? What would you say?
I don't believe it at all.
No. There's not even an ounce of truth in it. I think we're going to have to say it's a lie.
Okay, so you say it's a lie. David, attracting elephants. Truth or lie?
Well, it is a lie.
I once had a snog with one of the people here on Would I Lie to You Tonight.
Whoa! One of us 6. Yeah, 6.
You hang on a minute, I'm here as well.
She didn't snog herself.
That's true. Oh, God. Oh, my word.
Okay. I'm gonna look up what snog means. Do I have my internet still on? Yeah. Snog. Oh, okay. Snogging. Kiss and caress amorously. So, making out. That's what that means. Okay. We're on the same page here. Across the pond.
My poor grasp of mathematics has never been more cruelly exposed.
So one of us 6 people... Why am I saying one of us 6? I know it wasn't me. One of them 5... Was it you?
It's true.
No, I'm Spartacus.
You see, I definitely...
Very awkward if all 6 of us have snogged.
She could only remember one.
If it's true, will the person remember, or is it like a drunken thing, or...?
I don't know if they will remember.
This is getting awkward. If this is true, this could be very awkward.
I don't know.
How many years ago?
I think it was in 98, so 15 years ago.
Just a snog?
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be David at university, isn't it?
Why, did they go to university together?
They're both Cambridge, aren't they?
We did.
Yes.
And were you in the same...
No,
the plot thickens.
David is quite a lot younger than me, so...
but were you still hanging around the university?
trying to prey on freshers in Freshers Week. What you haven't said yet, Mel, is you haven't really painted a lovely picture for us of the circumstances, where you were.
Yeah.
Just talk us through that.
It was a works do.
Not me. I've never worked in my life.
It was a works do, and everyone had been working very, very hard. It was a long series, and it was the end of term party.
Stop
end of
looking
series
at me,
party.
What was the series?
It was the England rugby team.
Was it a test series?
It was a show back in the late 90s.
Was it Late Lunch?
It was called Late Lunch.
So the show you did, Late Lunch, was the person you kissed a guest on the show, or were they a regular on it, or...?
No, we were colleagues.
This is a totally new type of round.
This is...
You stop trying to work out whether it's true or not, just who it
was.
Yeah. Who was it?
Wait, who was it that you kissed? Was it Rob? Please tell me when you kissed him he didn't do that. Who was it that you kissed?
Dermot. It was Dermot.
Dermot?
It was Dermot.
Wow. This is a weird one now, because if it's not true, poor Dermot now has got to answer all these questions.
I don't think you're allowed to question other panelists.
This is
not his car.
No, we're in new territory. This has never happened before.
Rob? My proclamation is thus. You can quiz O'Leary. However, he doesn't have to answer unless he so chooses.
Well, to be fair, that's true with everyone. we're going to be legally required to speak. If you want to make people talk when they don't want to, you have to waterboard them.
I'm happy to waterboard him if you want to.
Mel, what was Dermot doing in this show?
Dermot was the guy responsible for getting the audience in.
Has Dermot said if he remembers this? Dermot, do you remember this?
That would scupper my team's chance. I can't answer that.
Yeah, that's handy. You mean no? So you were working on...
I was working in London.
What was your position?
I was I was sort of audience researcher. So
that's handy. Just what she just said, yeah? In 1998, were you in a relationship, or is it okay to push you on this?
I'm not sure.
This is... I'm just in awe. Like, this is one of the greatest rounds ever, right here.
What?
This is more questions.
It's so real. It's like so like, oh, we're about to get into different kind of show territory here with this.
Right.
one.
This is a kiss and tell kind of thing.
Yeah. This is like
that is if it's true. Because the question is, did this woman snug someone on the panel?
That's true. It could be a lie.
Could be a lie. So all of this could be a moot point. So,
oh my God.
But you don't think of that when you think,
Like, wait a minute, what? And like automatically everyone's like I like how he was just like, oh, you kissed one of us here. Like, wait a minute, no, you didn't kiss me. I would have remembered that. Oh God.
Or would you have remembered it?
God. What did she say? 15 years ago?
Yeah,
oh
like
my
15
God,
years
man.
ago.
Dude, I don't know. In that business, who knows?
Who knows, man? Let's just let it cook.
You said at the time, Dermot, that you weren't in a relationship.
Oh, well, he can't have been there.
Yeah. Okay. So what are you going to say then, Lee? What are you thinking?
That's an interesting one, this, isn't it? What do you think?
It feels
plausible.
like... Do you think?
It's plausible.
It is plausible.
Definitely plausible.
I just think O'Leary's been too kind of reticent on the details and the facts.
Yeah, but he could be awkward because he doesn't remember, or he remembers very well and he's trying to play for his team.
Gentleman doesn't tell.
I think it's a lie.
You think it's a lie?
Based on O'Leary.
Max, what are you thinking?
I'm not sure. I don't think the dates fit.
Lie.
Well, go with lie then.
You're saying it's a lie.
I think it might be.
Okay. Oh, what are we saying here? I just needed
to
get a little more from it.
I would say true, because this is just British TV.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, just unscripted as hell. What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Good question. Oh man. I'm gonna go lie, because I feel like this was for entertainment. This was for talking shit. So I'm gonna go lie.
Okay.
We're split on this one.
That'd be true, man. I'm going with my team and saying lie.
Mel, it was a wonderful, wonderful tale. Was it true, or were you telling a lie?
Well, Rob, gents, Dermot, I was telling the truth.
All right, Dan, I'll give you that one.
I've had to prise open my bedroom door for the last 2 years, ever since the door handle fell off.
What do you use to prise open the door?
Just my fingernails. And you have to go to the top of the door jamb.
Is it an out or a... No,
it all depends which side.
Do you live on your own?
I can answer that.
I have a flatmate, but it's just my bedroom, yeah.
It's only you that has the inconvenience.
So you have to do...
I'm absolutely the only person who ever needs to get in or out.
He speaks to me with a stare, and I don't know...
That's just,
Don't
a
say
look of
anything.
resignation.
Why haven't you just whipped out a knob and affixed it to the entrance?
basically, it wouldn't. It's not really. You can't just screw it back on because the holes that the screws.
The thread's gone.
That's it.
Now, Keely, speaking as the only woman, in your single days before you settled down,
Oh, God.
and you'd have been met as David, and you'd be getting on like a wildfire, and he said, "Well, why don't you come back to my?" I know you don't like that shit. I know you don't like it. It's either this or Ronnie Corbett.
Right.
Why don't you come back to my apartment, and we could settle down and have a game of Boggle? So you go there, and he said, well, why don't we go upstairs? And you go upstairs and you get to the door and there's no handle or knob. Would that put you off?
This actually happened to me once.
Oh, David! David! You're a dark horse.
I don't remember.
And when I got up in the morning to leave, I couldn't get out. And I didn't know where I was.
You didn't know where you were?
Wow, really?
I had to ring the fire brigade.
I think I should say, this was not at my house.
And they had to come and put a ladder up to the window and give me a fireman's lift out.
Where was the man whose house you'd gone back with?
He'd gone to work.
He'd gone to work and locked you in for later.
Didn't know.
She'll keep.
I just wanted to back it up a little bit.
Wow, really?
I had to ring the fire brigade.
I think I should say, this was not at my house.
These two idiots right here, Lee and Kevin Bridges, like just fascinated by this.
What? You know what's crazy? It's like where we're at with Peep Show right now. The door situation just is like so fresh. It's so fresh
for me.
Yeah.
In the Peep Show, they just had their door ripped off. You know?
Yeah, exactly. That's the last episode we watched.
Yeah.
And let's see, what was it? Mark was caught in his room, and Johnson had to come rescue him because Jez and his buddies were tripping on shrooms.
Oh God! And so it's like that's all I'm thinking about is that like I just saw this in an episode. It has to be true. Like, who thinks of this shit? Oh God!
And this woman is like has experienced this before.
Just she had to think of the scene that caused. Think of like what the. Like the neighbors looking at the fire brigade rescuing a lady from a guy's apartment through a window.
That's embarrassing.
That
is embarrassing as fuck.
For all parties. That is worse than the walk of shame, dude.
Yeah, that's a fire brigade of shame.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking bad. Oh my God.
They had to come and put a ladder up to the window and give me a fireman's lift out.
Where was the man whose house you'd gone back with?
He'd gone to work.
He'd gone to work and locked you in for later.
Didn't know.
She'll keep till I get back. Wow. Okay, what are you going to say, Lee?
I think it's a lie.
You think it's a lie?
It looks like a man that's got well-maintained doors.
Yeah. I'll say it's a lie.
Okay, then we'll say it's a lie.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with lie on this one. Like, it seems too Peep Show-ish for this. Again, I'll say what I said in another one. Mark Corrigan would go through this, not David Mitchell.
I think it's true.
You think it's true?
I think it's true. I think David Mitchell. I think he would be the one that procrastinates because he's too prideful knowing that he can do it more so than hire someone to do it.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
I feel like he's that kind of guy. I'm not sure, but I'm going to say true just for the sake of the argument.
All right, we're split on this one. I say lie, you say true, so let's see.
Saying it's a lie. David Mitchell, were you telling the truth or were you telling a lie?
It is in fact true.
Oh! You gotta get it again.
My motto is never give a child a one-syllable name because life has taught me that people with one-syllable names are generally dim.
Lee, like straight up.
Three syllable names. Three letters. Is that what she said?
I don't know. I thought she said one syllable.
One
names.
syllable. Okay. One syllable. Got it.
That's why I said Lee.
So Spencer.
Yeah, 2.
Daniel.
Yep.
Is that why you go by Daniel? So that you don't
you gotta work for it. You gotta work for it. Yes, you gotta work for it. Go through all the syllables.
Yeah, gotta go all through the syllables. That's why it's Alexander, not Alex.
Yeah, and my God, it'll never be Xander. Ever.
All right, let's see. I don't know if it. Yeah, that's the first non-British accent I've heard. I'm not.
Which is funny because isn't she? Oh, never mind.
She could be American. She could be Canadian. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and you. You're all right. So, do you mean your own children, or nobody should give their children one-syllable name?
It's just my motto. No one should do it.
Who do you base it on?
Anyone I've ever met.
Whoa. Say anybody you've ever met. Well, say what you're going to say first, and let's see where it goes. Anyone who you've ever met with one-syllable name?
Yes.
Keep going.
In my country.
Oh, here we go. well rescued.
I'm from Canada, and it started with boyfriends. I dated a Bob, I dated a Steve.
And
what
was this, the 1970s? Sorry, Rob, that's a fine name, sorry. Bob, though.
Why is Bob a 70s name?
Because Bob's not really the name of it, because I'm guessing this was a few
It's
years
not
ago.
quite as now as Lee, I'll give you that. I mean, that doesn't smack of 1970s inner city deprivation, does it? And I feel sorry for Dave in the middle there.
Yeah. Hey, whoa, what about John? John's a very bright fella. He's got one syllable.
I'm on this programme.
You have this attitude towards British people as well. You were just saying that, weren't you? You actually do believe that everyone with one-syllable name...
I just think that if you're expecting a child, you have a long time to consider it. You want to give that child a name that can transition them into any field of work in life.
How do you feel about all this, being a one-syllable loser? Are you...
Just like completely shitting on everyone. I love that.
Oh man,
it's either like comedy or bust. Like in her mind.
Oh
my God.
Wow.
Oh God.
Well, I'm not a one-syllable because that is my middle name.
Mm-hmm.
My God, it's like EastEnders, isn't it?
My real name is Peter.
Why are you called Hugh then? I've always called you
Because when
Hugh.
when you joined Equity, did you ever join Equity?
Of course I did. How dare
Of course you did. So when you join Equity, you can't have two actors with the same name. And there was another Peter Dennis, and he was at that. I was like 23, and he was in his mid-60s. So my agent wrote to Equity and said, "Look, can our Peter Dennis be called Peter Dennis because there's no chance of confusion with the other Peter Dennis who is about to retire, etc., etc." And they wrote back and said, "Yeah, under normal circumstances, that'd be absolutely fine, but you've got a problem. And the problem is that the other Peter Dennis is the chairman of the Equity Name Change Committee."
So you don't see yourself as a one-syllable name, really?
God, no.
No.
What's your partner's name?
My partner moved to Japan this morning, so...
What was his name?
I think we broke up.
Are you serious? Wow. You think you broke up this morning?
I think so, because he just moved to Japan.
You think so? Wow.
Lee, move on.
Did he have a one-syllable name?
No, his name's Alex.
Alex?
Yeah.
Lovely
or,
Alex.
as you'll now call him, Al.
Or X.
very good. Can I ask you a question? So you live by this rule, but have you ever thought about the psychology? What's going on here?
I have thought it through. I think that dim parents just have dim children.
Can I just say, both my parents had one-syllable names. This is all starting to stack up.
So what do you think, Lee? Is she telling the truth or has she made this all up?
Whether or not it's true or not, she has some stone cold delivery there.
Yeah, man.
Props for that.
Oh my God.
So,
dude, who is
what do
this
we got to sort through?
cold-hearted hurt lady? Jesus.
I mean, her boyfriend moved to Japan that morning, so
Jesus.
Maybe she has the right to be a little salty.
Maybe, but oh my God, she's so right.
About one-syllable names?
I don't know, man. You know what's funny? You know what's really funny? Like, Holly and I had a talk about like, what are we going to call our son? You know, before we settled on my middle name, I was like, definitely not. Like, we did not want a one-syllable name for some reason. I don't know if it was for subconsciously for that reason, or maybe I don't know. It just we wanted to be something longer. I don't know, man. But it's interesting though. Interesting. I mean, I think she's telling the goddamn truth because of that delivery, like you said. Like, she is 100% believing in her own thing there.
All right.
She just came out swinging. I was like, damn, dude. Damn.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to go against you. I think it's a lie. I think this just has great delivery of it and just said it with such a stone cold straight face. Canadians give off this impression that they're all nice and polite, but it's like a teddy bear with like knives inside of it. You go to hug it and then it stabs you. That's how they are.
I feel like you are going to be right. But I just feel like when foreigners get on these panel shows, they don't know what the fuck they're getting into.
No.
You know? I just feel like they're just awkward as hell. But
yeah, they stick out like a sore thumb.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what this lady says. I'm way too invested in this right now.
Yeah.
Under normal circumstances, I would say she's just saying any old rubbish, but she's under a lot of stress at the moment because she broke up with someone, not like last week or a couple this morning. That's added a new little energy to the room, hasn't it?
Well, you know, if it is her main motto, and I'm sorry to hear that Alex has gone, but then he's got two syllables, so it doesn't really work, does it? Because obviously he is dim, leaving you.
That was quite good.
Yeah, thank you.
So you think it's a lie?
Yeah, I tend to think that. Yeah.
And you think?
I think it's a lie.
We better go lie then.
You're going to say lie?
I hope it's a lie.
Okay. Catherine, was it the truth or were you telling a lie?
It was a lie. I lied about it all.
Damn.
For the past 15 years, I have performed my own dentistry.
I will never forget this. I will never forget this one right here. Oh my God.
I can't remember if it's true or a lie, but here we go.
This made me fall in love with this man. God.
David's team.
So, give us a big grin.
It could be true.
I know that you're implying I'm a bad dentist.
No, because even very, very, very good dentists sometimes get someone else to do their teeth. And by sometimes, I of course mean always.
How do you do that? Like, do you
What do you do?
Yeah.
Well, no, the key to it is I don't do extractions. I haven't had to.
Fillings?
I do fillings. I do fillings, crown replacement. I repair bridges. Specifically, I don't do, so don't ask, Stacey. I don't do implants. I don't do root canal.
Do you drill?
I do have a drill I use.
You have to do a filling, you've got to drill it out first, haven't you?
Exactly, yeah.
Do you use local anaesthetic?
Yeah.
No, no need.
No need?
No need.
Why? Because it's not true?
The situation in my mouth is I have one very long piece of teeth, that white bit there. That's all one piece, yeah?
What?
One piece. Made to look like many teeth.
Oh, I see. So that's false teeth.
Yes.
Okay.
Either end of this, I have two what you call crowns, yeah? Right at the end. At the bottom, I have my own teeth here. As my dentist says, my bottom one's a poppadom colour, yeah? And my top one's are pilo rice.
What? So who said that?
My dentist.
So this was some time ago?
No. David,
15 years.
I perform my own dentistry.
You put the card
There's
back
no
out.
exclusivity there.
You still have a dentist,
yes,
but you just don't let him do all the stuff.
Yes.
Why is your mouth in such a state?
Because I used to have 17 sugars in a cup of coffee or tea.
17?
17, yes.
17 in a mug?
Yes. If I had 18, it's too sweet for me. So,
Wow. So like, I 17 of those sugar cubes in. I don't know. I don't have a cup right here, but that's a lot.
That's a lot, dude. That could fill up the cup on its own. At least a quarter of the cup.
Yeah. I remember y'all gave us so much crap when we did the full English breakfast,
my God,
and I had a cup of Yorkshire tea, and I took like a big spoonful of sugar and just dumped it right in.
Oh, you took it wasn't a spoon. You keep saying it was a spoon. It was like a fucking measuring.
It was a
spoon.
measuring utensil, like whatever that was, and I just took it and I dumped it into a. So, like, and yes, I have had dental work myself. I do have a bit of a sweet tooth. I will admit it. I've had a root canal right here and a crown replaced. And I discovered it when I was chewing gum, like peppermint gum, while I was driving a bus. Like it was a middle school run, and the tooth that started to come loose, like it cracked a little bit. And the root was exposed, and I bit down, and oh my God, it was one of the most painful things I'd ever experienced in my life.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not 1 out of 10, don't recommend.
Yeah.
But I never thought to do my own dentistry.
No, never. No. I would no.
Yeah. Hell no.
This is the right profession for both of us here, right now. Not dentistry.
Hell no.
Oh, God.
So the crowns would come off. I'd go to the dentist, yeah? He'd charge me £400, yeah? To put them back in. And it's outrageous. And I heard this magic word. I heard him say to his dental nurse, Fuji 9. Yeah? Fuji 9. And I became aware that this Fuji 9, it's actually a luting cement, which means you can use it.
Are you sure he wasn't halfway through a Japanese football result?
You can actually use it. It mixed 1-to-1, the liquid and the powder. It's a cement, yeah? Mixed 2-part liquid, then it becomes more malleable for fillings. I found a way via my TV work to get hold of some Fuji 9. Once you have Fuji 9, you are a dentist.
So what equipment do you have then?
All I have is my Fuji 9 with its little orange spoon, with a bigger end and a littler end.
For the different amounts, depending on whether you want the 50-50 or the 2-to-1.
That's Fuji 9. Yeah. It's all done for you. It's done for you.
It's magic. It's magic.
And then
it's magic.
It's like the cement is softer than your teeth. Yeah. So I have a leather maker's drill. Yeah.
leather maker's drill.
Yes, a leather maker's drill, because that has sanding fitments to grind it down. You got to check your bite after you fix the crown. If you get it a bit wonky, your bite won't be right. So you have to file the Fuji down to, oh, that bite's nice now. That's nice.
Okay, but the other thing you've got to check after doing your own dentistry is your mental health.
Do you not need one of those special lights?
Kitchen island. I've got a kitchen island. It's nice to have a kitchen island, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it has it's the only place with a big light over it. So I got my son has a PlayStation seat that's very low back like that.
PlayStation seat?
Yeah, it's a gamer's seat. And I put that on the kitchen island.
On the kitchen island.
You put it on the island.
Yeah.
So you're up high on the island.
Yes, because then that puts the lamp about there. And
So you're in a PlayStation gamer's seat.
Yes.
Balancing on what's the surface of the kitchen island?
Do you know? I think it's Corian. It's very nice. Corian was originally what was used for autopsy surfaces. Again, so...
Are you doing your own autopsies at home as well?
What to say?
Bob, the dog's dead. Bring it in.
So if I was to...
Okay, so I have, as y'all can see, I have a gamer's chair right here. This is what I do. Let me just test this out real quick to see if this would be a thing. Like, could I?
Yeah,
I don't know.
you probably could. Definitely could.
You have a mirror right here, and you just go.
Yeah, you could.
That I think it's possible.
The mirror part is what's like, that's insane. Like, how do you see what the fuck you're doing, man?
Yeah,
like, that's. I mean, your mouth isn't that big. You gotta get in you gotta be like, that's crazy. That's too much.
Yeah, and also this thing has wheels on it. So like, if you don't have wheels on it, you could mess your whole thing up and be like, and then you stabbed yourself.
Or you fall, or you roll off the fucking island.
Yeah,
because an island is up off the fucking floor. Like, it's countertop height. That's a big fall.
Yeah, and this is what's turning me towards lie here. But I'll let him cook a little bit. I'll let him cook.
To say this, the hardest thing is somewhere to hold the mirror.
I think the hardest thing is to sell the story, Bob.
I have the most curved Indian instrument called a samashi or something. And if I put it next to me on my gaming thing, the curve of it, it's like a flute thing. The curve of it goes there, and I can put my mirror there like that. Got the light there, game thing.
Sorry, you hang the mirror on the end of a curvaceous Indian musical instrument.
Yes.
But this is very specific.
So what's it going to be?
There's a lot of detail.
Yeah.
If he was trying to make this story plausible, why would he say the way I set up the mirror is that I tie it to the end of an Indian musical instrument?
Do you remember Bob being on this show before?
Yes, and it's always true. It's true about the masks in Castle Douglas. It was true about him being able to tear an apple apart with his bare hands. It was true about the game in the gardens.
Well, look, whether or not it's true, and we don't know yet, don't try it at home. I should say.
Do you ever do extractions, Bob?
I've never done an extraction.
Because I genuinely had an extraction yesterday, no? I see it out there.
Oh, they've not used Fuji.
All right, so what's it going to be?
I think it's true.
You think it's what?
I think it's true.
So, Bob, is it...
Okay, what do we think? Is it true or not? I can't remember from the last time we saw this.
I know. It's freaking unbelievably true.
Yeah, last time I with the owl thing, like, it was a lie, but I want to say it's true too.
Yeah.
So I will go true.
This this is so nostalgic for me, because this is like the first moment I'm like, what in the fuck is this? Who is this guy?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't even know how long ago that was, bro. Like maybe a year.
Maybe it was early 2022 that we did this.
Jeez, man. And this is the one I was like, oh my god, who is this man? So
Yeah.
I'm obviously saying this true.
Yeah, same here.
The truth, or is it a lie?
It is true.
Yes!
When my kids were younger, I designed a special system for remembering which Teletubby was which.
David's team.
Okay.
Name the Teletubbies.
Name the Teletubbies.
Yeah.
All right. You had Kian. Oh no, that's Westlife. Hang on. You had Poe, Lala, Tinky Winky, and Dipsy.
Yep.
And Stuart Sutcliffe, but he left before Ringo.
You know what?
I got that one. I just remember that now that song's gonna be in my head. Tinky Winky, Dipsy, La La, Poe.
Yeah, what happened to Poe? He didn't say Poe.
He said Poe.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
he said Poe.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Colours each of them are.
Oh, you bet. You've got Poe, who is red.
Poe is red, okay.
Yes. Dipsy isn't.
Yeah. Dipsy, what?
Neither's Tinky Winky.
Tinky Winky.
And I'll say the same about Lala.
Winky.
So this system for your kids was just to find out which one was red?
No, Poe's the red one. The green one is Dipsy. Lala is yellow.
Yeah.
Yellow.
And who have I missed?
Tinky Winky.
Tinky Winky is
Tinky
like a purple.
But how do you know? What's the
Purple?
system? How do you know that they're those colours? You said you had a system.
I have got a system. Do you want to know the system?
Yes.
Right. Poe,
Yep.
I remember as being like a post box, so that's red. Lala sounds like yellow. Well, it doesn't, but it sounds more like yellow than Poe, Tinky Winky or Dipsy. Tinky Winky, I sort of have a visual picture of him.
A visual picture?
A visual picture, yeah. Yeah, a visual picture of him with his willy out, which I picture of him as his little Tinky Winky.
Purple. Urgent and purple.
Dipsy sounds a bit like the deep sea, which is green. It isn't, it's usually blue, but the deep sea is definitely more green than it is purple, red or yellow.
Thank you.
There you go.
I'm not sure about this Willy thing, because in the end you were teaching your kids, weren't you? So...
No, I didn't say I was teaching my kids.
No, he's teaching
There's
himself.
one thing my
to
family
remember.
never do, is we don't teach our kids anything. My father before me, his father before him. We haven't got where we are today by teaching each other things. No, this was to just so help me remember, because I would often say to the kids, pick Poe up, and the kid would go, loser, it's Lala.
The tragedy of this moment is that as a result of this, I will now remember the colours.
Thus proving the system works.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've certainly got a system now.
I've got a system.
I mean, I will remember Poe is red because of a post box.
Yeah.
Dipsy is green because it's like deep sea, which isn't green but might be. Tinky Winky's got an urgent purple member. Lala is yellow because it sounds more like yellow than the others, even though none of them sound like yellow. I will never be able to forget that.
I'm not saying he's a purple member.
David, is he telling the truth?
What do you think?
I mean, it's a good system. So, for that, I'm just gonna say true.
I'm right there with you. I know how hard it is as a father watching these mind-numbing kid shows, and you're like, "What is going on?" And somehow, to all the parents out there, I don't understand this. How come I get to become transfixed on what's in front of me on the fucking screen, and my son could care less? I'm looking at what the hell's going on in Daniel Tiger's neighborhood, and I'm more involved in the neighborhood than my son is. Like,
sign of the times.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't get it. I'm more enthralled. I think it's because I've been so starved for television. I'm just so starved for entertainment that when my son starts watching TV, I'm in it. I'm trying to break down plots, character building, all this stuff. I'm like, I need it. I'm desperate for it. So I hang too closely on Thomas the Tank Engine and all that stuff.
So this is you getting adult stuff here.
Yeah. This is like,
you
damn.
getting, for stuff for grown-ups
Yeah,
here.
this is father shit right here. So I'm if it's not a system, it definitely is now. Yeah, I get that. So I'm gonna go with you and say it's true.
Okay, true. Yep. All right, let's see.
The thing that gets me is like, of course, the system is completely and utterly daft, but he's pretty daft. And on top of that, he didn't get any of it wrong any time he said it.
He may just know the colour of the Teletubbies without... Because I think the system, effective though it's proved to be, is just something he's invented. I think we've seen him invent it. Do you think it's true?
No, I don't think it is. I agree with you. I think he knows the colours of the Teletubbies. He probably has watched it with his kids, but I don't think he actually has a system.
You think it's true?
Oh no, let's not go down this road again.
Yeah. Well, basically, I'm going with you, whatever.
I'm just not
do you
good
know
at this
what?
game.
I think if I go with you and it turns out you're wrong this time, the only time I go with you, then I'm just going to find that funny. I'm just going to find it, like the very end, like it's gone beyond tragedy, and you just laugh at death.
So you're going to say lie?
We're saying
regardless
lie.
of Kian thinking it's okay.
Yeah.
You're saying lie. They're saying it's a lie.
Confidence.
Lee, was it the truth or was it a lie?
It was, in fact, true.
We got it.
Okay. Calm yourself.
I am so merry.
Having recently got into Eastern...
All right, so that just shows how both Lee and David are both smart and dumb at the same time.
Same time.
David, he's book smart. He could probably quote Shakespeare, but he ain't too big on social graces.
Yeah.
Like Lee probably had bad marks in school, but he knows how to get you out of a sticky situation.
Yes. It's like together they are both sides of the mind.
Yes.
At 100%. It's like crazy. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I love this show, man.
This is great.
Legendary.
Yes, legendary is the right term here.
Merry.
Having recently got into Eastern cuisine, this Christmas sees the launch of my new cookbook. Lee Max, Walk Around the Clock.
No way. No way.
David, give us some of the recipes from Walk Around the Clock.
Shall I give you my favourite ones?
Just your favourite 6 or 7.
Okay. Yeah, well, I like quite simplistic because believe it or not, simplistic.
So, raw pork.
So, sweet and sour pork balls is one of my specialities.
How would you cook your sweet and sour pork balls?
Well, I'll tell you exactly how I would cook my sweet and sour pork balls. For £9.99, you can find out.
Did you go to the publishers with this idea?
I went to Penguin because they're the only book publishers I've heard of.
How keen were they? Because I have to say, if I was a publisher and you came to me, I wouldn't be interested.
Well, ironically, Penguin didn't pick it up straight away.
Yeah. Did you work in conjunction with a proper chef?
Of course, I was helped a little bit.
Who? By whom?
It's a friend of mine, works at the Chinese restaurant.
What's the name of this person?
You wouldn't know him.
Well, give it a try.
Steve. Steve Jenkins. I've been going into the Chinese restaurant a lot recently. And I've been really sort of learning about it and savouring the dishes. And I keep saying, Steve, this is fantastic. What is this? And then he says something in Chinese, which I don't understand. And then I said...
Steve Jenkins is Chinese.
He was adopted when he was a kid. Taken to China. But he was an English baby, yeah. This is a true story. They took Steve Jenkins. They adopted him.
Even though he was a baby, he was known as Steve.
Obviously not. Then he was called Baby Steve.
So this Chinese couple adopt baby Steve.
Stephen.
He's got his full name. He's got Steve Jenkins.
They don't change his name.
But they couldn't change his name, could they?
Continue to call him
because
Steve
he's
Jenkins.
But he's clearly an English baby. Then you's going to grow up looking Western.
Was he the only Steve Jenkins in his school?
I think we should concentrate more on my ability to cook and less on my ability to understand the basic systems of adopting children and taking them to China.
What was the hardest recipe to perfect?
The hardest one to perfect was definitely the beef in oyster sauce with chilli.
How would you go about cooking that?
Well, first of all, I will get my wok. Yes.
Very bold of you.
Yeah, so I get my wok down from my wok shelf.
Yeah.
Put it down.
Got a wok shelf?
Wok shelf, yes.
How many woks do you own?
About 7.
7 woks?
You don't... How many woks have you got?
1.
Well, that's why you haven't got a book out at Christmas, mate.
Yeah.
So I light the burner, like that. That's the noise. Heat the oil, put the oil down. Peanut oil, actually. Don't use olive oil, peanut oil. So put the peanut oil
Sounds
round.
delicious.
The trick with the wok is not to put the oil at the bottom of the pan. It's to dribble it round the edge. You know the way you same way you do a toilet duck?
Yeah.
All the way around the edge and watch it slightly go down. And the publisher said, probably don't use that analogy. So, put it around the edge. Let it all sink down to the bottom like that, yeah? Give it a good spinning round.
This is peanut oil, even though an increasing number of people in Britain are allergic to
absolutely
peanuts. Doesn't bother you?
No, I make it very clear to those people on the front of the book. I say, if you have a peanut allergy, you are not welcome. I'll do that.
Okay, so I believe him so far. When using a wok, I've learned that you don't put it directly in the bottom. You spread it around because that's your one pan for cooking a lot of these dishes. With the whole, but I've heard that peanut oil doesn't have all the stuff in it that people who are allergic to peanuts are allergic to. It's the poison is in the protein part of it, not in the fat. So you could use peanut oil, or I could be 100% wrong about that.
No, because then Five Guys would be shut down.
Right, Five Guys would be shut down. Yeah. And so with Chick-fil-A, they fry their chicken in peanut oil.
Yeah.
So
and
be out of business.
Yep.
So, but I what's deterring me is Steve Jenkins.
I am desperately believing and hoping that he is a real person.
Yeah.
I need him to be real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think he was talking about oyster sauce. Let's see about that.
Throw it in. You flash fry it.
I'm there.
Then you're throwing in 3 or 4 different ingredients, depends which, but there's different versions of it. But I'm going to go with the one with lots of greens. You've got lots of broccoli, you've got lots of carrots, you've got lots of a few sesame seeds. You're throwing it in. The thing is to feel the pan, feel it, become the pan, become one with the pan. You flick it up like that, stir it round. That's when you add the sauce. That's when you've got to add the sauce, the oyster sauce. But it's homemade oyster sauce. How do you make homemade oyster sauce? I'll tell you exactly how you make homemade oyster sauce. You get some water from the tap, you soak your oysters in it. Yes, you do use oysters. You soak them for 4 weeks in water. The water goes black. How does it go black? You get your squid ink. You squid ink it in. You mix it up. You then mash it down, in. Get it really liquidy. It's on the turn, but it's not gone off. You've got to get it just on the turn. You put it in, you whisk it round. It's not anymore because stop that. It's gone. It's simmering away like that. It all settles down and you put it onto the pan like that. $9.99. The book's yours.
David, what are you thinking? It was very entertaining, but was it? Well, I say very. Was it true?
No, it wasn't true.
Do you need a little time to discuss this with your team?
No, I know. Well, firstly, it wasn't true off the card to start with, because there's no way Lee would bring out that sort of book.
Why?
I've met him, it's evident.
But why?
He then went on to make it less
you don't know
plausible
everything about me, David.
that your collaborator in this book is a man called Steve Jenkins, who was adopted as a baby in this country, taken back to China.
Not for long.
No, for his whole childhood.
No, he said they came back to Britain.
Yeah, but when he was an adult.
Oh, when he's an adult?
Yeah, otherwise he'd have been able to speak English now, wouldn't he?
How did you write a book with a man that only spoke Cantonese?
Well, we had an interpreter. Chinese fella called Brian Smith.
I think you're incredible, man.
Incredible as in not credible.
So we're saying it's a lie. Well, the audience are on tenterhooks.
I gotta go live, man. Because oyster sauce. Like, you know what oyster sauce is, right?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, it doesn't have, like, from what I've seen, it's like a sweet sauce. It's like a plum type of sauce, not made with
Actual
seafood.
oysters.
Not actual oysters. Like, it's just like, I guess it goes with oysters. I don't know, but that's not oyster sauce. He's talking shit right now. The whole thing with the peanut oil, he almost had me there, because that's true. But everything else.
Yeah.
But it's Lee Mack. Come on, we should have known the lie.
Yep.
Come on. Yep. So are we on the same page here?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
From the jump. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just confirm.
Lee, was it the truth?
See, there's a slight part of me now thinking, I could actually bring this out. It's a lie.
Thank you. Another great What I Said to You compilation.
Dude, it was
love it, man.
amazing.
This is an automatic 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 thumbs up is not enough.
No, it's like 2 thumbs up every skit, every setup.
Yeah, they all could be their own individual videos, but we want to give you something that's quite a long time for all our comedy fans out there as a thank you for 100,000 subscribers.
Crazy.
It was amazing. Thanks for helping us get there, man.
Oh, hell yeah. This
women,
has been,
everybody.
This has been great. Just so thankful that we've really, as us, just embracing the comedy from across the pond. I didn't know how much I needed it before we started this channel.
Yeah, you and me both, man. It's a breath of fresh air
It really is.
Our world. They'll know how to laugh over there. That's the main thing. Thanks for 100,000 subscribers. If you're new here, there's someone around. You can subscribe and watch another video. Wash your hands, scrub your toes, wipe your ass, blow your nose, embrace the suck.
Unplug and do something epic, guys.
See y'all in the next one.
Later.
Fellas, we could be that mistake. Let's do this.